social disputes. Today's ruling, which will be condemned by some faith and human rights groups, reinforces a judgment 4 years ago in the case of a receptionist in Belgium who was fired for wearing a headscarf at work.
And that's the BBC's Nick Beake. Rescuers pumping out water trying to find 14 construction workers trapped by a flood in a highway tunnel under construction in southern China. Rescuers have not been able to contact the workers since the early morning flood. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. For more than 20 years, software company Kaseya labored in relative obscurity, but
that ended when cyber criminals exploited it in early July for a massive ransomware attack that snarled businesses around the world and escalated U.S.-Russia diplomatic tensions. But it turns out that attack wasn't the first cybersecurity problem to hit the Miami-based company and its core product, which IT teams use to remotely monitor workplace computer systems and other devices. In 2014, the company's own founders sued Kaseya in a dispute over responsibility for a security flaw that allowed hackers to hijack customer computers for a cryptocurrency scheme. Keith Peters, Washington.
President Biden lobbying senators to get behind his $3.5 trillion spending plan, funding infrastructure projects, climate change initiatives, and a host of social programs. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Beyond music, I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, the back half of the week.
Yeah.
Welcome to it.
The penultimate day of your work week.
Yeah, big words.
Mm-hmm. Fancy.
Hey.
It smells nice in here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it smells fruity. Like I walk in, there's like a fruitiness in the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's...
Yeah.
Speaking of fruity. I learned a hack yesterday that I want to try.
Okay.
But I want to know if anybody's heard this hack, because it's on Facebook, so I'm sure, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know, you could use a paper clip, and then, you know, it's this one I'm kind of curious. You know when you buy a carton of juice, like an orange juice or apple juice or
like
something?
in the cardboard
Yeah,
carton.
the cardboard carton.
Okay.
And nowadays they got the pour spout screw on the side of the carton there. You know, back in the old day, kids, we used to open it up.
Yep.
The edge,
and you get
then
little bits of stupid cardboard in your
and you got
juice.
your own pour spout right there. That's how you drank your milks when you were in school. I guess
they still do that.
They still do that.
Yeah.
They don't
put pour spouts on the. Not yet. I'm sure the days are coming. Although they do that with the juice now, the little juices.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the little spout on the side.
Yeah.
Which seems silly because it's going to bump your nose when you're drinking it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get a good gulp.
No. Yeah. You can't get a good pull off of it.
Hey, maybe that's like you ever heard like for cats, if you have cats that eat too fast, to put rocks, like big rocks, not like pebbles, but big rocks in the bowl, so they have to kind of work around the rocks to eat, and it slows them down.
I never thought of that.
Maybe the carton is that little
stopper
to keep you from doing that.
We don't think you should have as much juice as you think you should.
But anyway, so the hack here is when you normally pour a glass of juice out of one of those, right? So you grab the carton and spout side down.
Right. And you
pour it into the glass. They say to avoid splashback, flip it and pour it from the spout side at the top and leave pour it like this. And that's what it said.
To avoid splash,
that's what it
back
said.
into the container?
Well, I guess out of the glass.
I don't know if I believe. I don't know if I buy that. Well,
I don't either.
You'd have an over arc versus an under arc.
But I guess it doesn't splash. I don't know. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be some Mr. Wizard style research.
I'm dying to try this. Unfortunately, I have no cartons of this variety in my house at the moment. So
this seems like a pretty simple problem to solve.
It is, but I saw it yesterday and I haven't had a chance to try it since. And then you said fruit, and it reminded me of it.
Oh, I'm genuinely please take notes and bring your results back.
I will do a scientific study on it, and I'll MythBuster it out and see what happens there on that. But unless someone has already done it and can tell me that, then save me the time.
While others are experimenting on you next week, maybe you should experiment on your juices.
That's probably a fair thing. I'm going to be drinking a lot of Gatorade next week.
Maybe. Okay, so get yourself like an orange juice container, rinse it out really thoroughly. You don't want any remnants in there. And then get the beverage that you're going to be asked to consume. Go ahead and get that, put it into the container, and then just pour your beverage out from into a glass from the carton.
From the carton to see if it works.
Since you're forced to drink this god awful stuff that you have to
actually, it's
consume.
not bad. Pull back the curtain, literally. I'm getting a colonoscopy next week.
Yep.
Next Thursday. Sean, I guess you're going to be doing the show Thursday morning.
Yeah, I'll be. Mike will be a little bit indisposed.
Yeah, I will actually about 7:15. That more about time you're just getting going.
Yep.
I will be.
We'll have a moment of silence for you.
I'll be waking up to go take another nap. But so Wednesday at 2:00 is when the drinking of the stuff begins, and it's basically some kind of laxative, and then you mix it with Gatorade.
Yeah, I've heard of barium and some other stuff. And
it's over the counter laxative now. It's not like
is it? Okay.
At least, and I think it's different. I think certain surgeons will have a little bit different procedures, but for what we do at Eastern, what they have us do at Eastern is basically.
It has to be their stuff, right? Like you couldn't just go get a whole package of chocolate laxatives.
No, well, they tell you what to buy.
No, I mean on top of this. I'm just trying to see if we can add to it.
Well, they do have a procedural thing for folks that are not as regular as others, and they start a couple days earlier.
Gotcha.
I don't have that problem.
Gotcha.
So.
I'm just trying to turn you into a lawn sprinkler, essentially.
I got a feeling that's going to happen regardless. So the way this goes,
like that. Wow.
Well, I'm thinking salad shooter, but all right. They still have the salad shooter.
They do. They truly
It does
do.
not sound appealing at all.
They
would like to shoot some salad out for you tonight.
Chopped salads aren't really a huge. There's not a huge demand for chopped salad anymore.
I don't like chopped salad.
No, I mean I do.
I don't mind lettuce, but when you dice it up to a form that it's so tiny, then it's gross.
Yeah, I do like a good chopped salad, but it has to be a less fine chop.
That's why God invented teeth, man. If you have problems getting through your salad, then you got to chop it up some more. Come on, man.
Sometimes it's about convenience. You don't want to put an entire head of iceberg in your mouth. You want a little bit of everything.
You have a knife and cut it into bite-sized pieces.
If you're eating your salad with a knife, then there's something wrong. I'm just saying, we can solve this problem. What I like about a chopped salad is you can get a more thorough bite. You can get a little bit of everything in one bite. You get a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of the tomato.
But it all tastes different because it's all diced up real tiny.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste the same.
Dicing, I don't necessarily think dicing changes.
It's one step away from liquefying your food, man, and it's just not right.
I mean, I'm not saying it should be pure liquid. I'm all for convenience. That's all I'm saying.
The inventor of chopped salad regressed progression with that invention. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to get to my entree faster. If anything that's going to save me time consuming my salad, all the better. Unless I have to chew, cool.
Go to my school. Don't eat the salad and go right to the entree.
Mike Winter's School of Dessert First.
And that's why I'm having a colonoscopy next week.
They want to see dessert last.
Let me give you the rundown.
That too, yeah. We should do that
for today's show. We got much better guests than my colonoscopy and juice stories.
We're gonna keep it above the waistline, sunshine.
We're gonna have the folks from Victor Outreach join us here in just a few minutes.
Nice.
This Saturday, They've got an event happening at it's actually First Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th. It's called Out of Darkness, and it's a story of second chance. And so we're going to talk to Pastor Laney and some of the folks at the church there and talk all about Out of Darkness. So that's coming up here in just a few.
Good.
In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have Juanita Jennings join us, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell. Yeah. Imagine we'll do a recap,
a post-mortem
UFO Festival, and talk about other things happening in and around the city here in the coming weeks. And then I promised to replay the sheriff's interview the other day. Did not get to do it. So today's the day we're going to do that for you in the 9 o'clock hour. He actually announces his candidacy during that interview, but then we talk some great stuff.
So wait, did he announce it officially on your show?
Did. Yeah.
Oh, so you got the scoop.
Yeah, I did.
Look at you.
In all fairness, it wasn't like...
it was a foregone conclusion, but the point is you got the scoop, all right?
It wasn't exactly top secret information here.
Right, but I bet whenever Trump announced that he was going to run it, when he was going to run again in 2020, that
there wasn't like guys with suits and sunglasses walking in to check things out before they came. I've had that. I was
going to say
that
I've
has happened here before, by the way.
I've been here. One of those moments where you're like, I have to go down the hall to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm just going to hold it.
I've interviewed a couple of U.S. secretaries that have come in here, and we've had Secret Service and stuff kind of.
You got to feel weird for the people that work at like the medical distribution places around here. They're like, they have to go by Secret Service to get to work. That's odd.
Well, it's really weird is when I walk out and there's some guy going to the bathroom,
I'm on it. Follow.
Judging by face, he's going to be there a minute.
Evacuation complete. Report did not wash his hands. Heading back to the office.
Yeah, that was a little unnerving, but other than that, was fine. It is 7:15. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Generally fair over the next couple of days and warm temperatures, but we do have a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, and our high today should be in the mid-90s. An isolated storm this evening, partly cloudy overnight with lows near 70. Sunshine for most of the day tomorrow, our high in the mid-90s. Again, just that slight chance of a late-day thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 81%. Winds currently out of the south at 9 miles per hour. We do have a 30% chance at showers. Actually, rain chances are in the forecast for the next several days. 30% chance of rain this afternoon, mainly after 3 today. Some of those storms could be severe with the heavy rainfall. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 93 today. Southeast winds 5 to 10. Tonight, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 70 with south winds at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, a 20% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-90s, right around 95. So warmer tomorrow. 93, 95. I guess it's all the same. We're looking at winds out of the northeast tomorrow about 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain showers Friday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 71. And then for your weekend, a 30% chance at showers for Saturday afternoon, mostly sunny and 94. Sunday, we're looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers, high of 92. And then just glancing to next week, 40% chance of rain Monday, 50% Monday night, 50% on Tuesday, 40% Tuesday night. So, man. It's a good monsoon season this year. We're getting a lot of rain and once, but it's good. This all benefit later. I know it stinks sometimes at the moment, but it'll better be good later. All right, it is 7:17, and mark this on your calendars. The 85th annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is coming July 30th through August 7th. Celebrating traditions we treasure. There's something for everyone waiting for you at this year's Lee County Fair. Friday, July 31st is Hispanic Heritage Celebration and the Horse Show and Mutton Bustin' on Saturday. Don't miss Lee County local team roping on Sunday and the Swine Show on Tuesday with Extreme Bulls and a concert featuring Mike Ryan on Tuesday night. Admission is only $10, $5 for the kids, and kids 5 and under are actually free. Free admission on Sunday and Monday. The Lee County Fair, July 30th through August 7th at the fairgrounds in Lovington, New Mexico. Come on out and join them. All right, it is 7:18. We're going to take a quick commercial break, And then folks from Victory Outreach going to we'll get it out. Folks from Victory Outreach going to hang out with us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
Grab your family and friends and make plans to be a part of this year's Eddy County Fair, July 27th through August 1st. There's always so much to do, see, and eat at the fair, and this year is no exception. For sure, you're going to want to come out Friday night to take in the smoking hot bull riding at the Artesia Horse Council Arena, followed by a concert with this year's featured band, Flatland Cavalry. Then on Saturday at noon, it's the Fire and Ice Contests featuring a chili cook-off and ice cream eating. The always challenging Anvil Toss is scheduled for 2 p.m. Come enjoy the carnival nightly while also supporting the efforts of our area youth as they showcase their beautiful animals all week long. The Eddy County Fair is here. See the entire schedule at eddycountyfair.com. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
It's that time of season, it's that time of year. The Eddy County Fair is here.
One of the most devastating effects of the 6-year-long World War II was the children who were orphaned. Thousands upon thousands of little children were left with no one to care for them. So many of them were left crying late into the night, calling out for mommy and daddy. One orphanage tried something new that would help the children sleep through the night. They sent them to bed with a loaf of bread. Guess what? It worked. The bread represented stability, or at least one more meal for the next day. While we're not left orphaned after World War II, we often lay down at night restless from an ever-changing world. Maybe we need to go to bed with some bread. Jesus told his followers, I am the bread of life. For us, Jesus is our stability factor. He is the promise of a better tomorrow. The Bible tells us that if we give our anxieties and worries and requests to God, He will give us peace that is beyond understanding. So this week, give your unrest to God. He will give you peace.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Asian Market's restaurant is back open for limited dining, so come and experience all of Nook's amazing creations for yourself. Nook at Asian Market has first-hand experience preparing the most delicious Asian cuisines. You won't find a more authentic or savory dish anywhere. Can't dine in? Call ahead at 840-5309, and it'll be ready for you to pick up. The restaurant is open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday at 5702 South Main in Roswell. Come experience the flavors of the East at Asian Market.
Hi, there's Gene Dow, Vice President General Manager of Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company, with exciting news for us. We've got openings in our sales department, in our Roswell office, Artesia office, and in the Carlsbad market. You would build and maintain business-to-business relationships, sell ideas, market and sell local high school sports, Dallas Cowboys football, radio, and digital TV advertising. You will be trained by and become part of a veteran sales team. The pay is based on job performance. Prior advertising or sales experience is helpful. Starting salary is $21,600 annually, but with success, you can grow your income to $60,000 a year. Work hours are generally Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There are some exceptions, and you'd be based in the town where you live. Now, these positions are open right now, so to apply, contact Thomas Beard, General Sales Manager, at 575-746-2751. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Procrastinators Club of America newsletter is called Last Month's Newsletter. Their first newsletter should be released any day now. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Victory Outreach, Pastor Pat with us, and back with us, I should say, and John and Anthony as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Just blessed.
It is. It's a nice sunny day. Can't complain, right? We got some moisture. How have y'all fared through the storm and everything? I know you guys partner with Westminster Presbyterian Church for a lot of your events and things, but the facility holding up okay with all the rain and everything?
You know, through that hail that we had, it was some of the skylights got broken, and it's been a mission. We actually had a special speaker in town from Denver, and we were stuck inside Dion's for like half an hour after we were done eating, just waiting for an opportunity to make it back to the vehicles. Yeah, they never seen nothing like that before. It's like a typhoon coming through.
Well, if you're going to be stuck in a place, a good pizza joint, I guess, could be worse places you're stuck in, right? Before we talk about Saturday and everything, I think let's give folks a little bit of background. Let's talk about Victory Outreach and talking about the great work that goes on there. And just give, because I think some people might know a little bit, but you know, we always kind of categorize things, and you're like, okay, they're the folks that help people with addiction problems and this and that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean that's part of the case, but that's the surface of the iceberg there.
Yeah. So Victory Outreach, we've been in Roswell since January officially, but we've been international. 1967, the ministry started. We have churches and victory homes all over the world, from Cape Town, South Africa, to Panama. Amsterdam, all over the world. So
Can you transfer to some of the, like Panama City might be a good one to go to. The beaches,
we're actually looking for people, Mike, if you want to get involved.
Okay.
They would love you down there in Panama.
Nice tropical climate, working with tan. Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, and so we it's not just the victory homes, even though that's what sets us apart.
Sure.
And we most of us come from lives of addiction and hurting and stuff like that, in and out of jails. But not all of us. We have an awesome, it's called the God's Anointed Now generation, which is our youth ministry. Because our ministry has been around since 1967, there's young people that grew up in the ministry that never had to deal with addiction.
Sure.
And so we have an amazing young adult and student ministry, and a great children's ministry. So it's a church also. It's an amazing church.
Yeah.
But then also with it, we do have the victory homes where we specialize in reaching hurting and lost people.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and that's really what it is. Because we talk about like substance abuse and that thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's a symptom. That's not the problem they're fixing. And it's, I always look at it, it's a church for folks that really have just had a rough go at life, and they're looking at things from a different perspective than people that didn't go through some of those things. And so this connection to God is kind of a tunnel for them. You know what I mean? Like that. Does that make sense? What I'm trying
absolutely.
to say?
Yeah.
It's not all of us experience life the same way. And it's no different in school. People don't learn the same. I mean, we just all have different, experiences, and sometimes life chews you up and spits you out, and sometimes you can either come through that or it can bury you. And this is for a program so folks, it doesn't bury you. You come out of that and you say, you know what? Yeah, I got handed a bad deck of cards here, but you know what? I'm going to play them anyway. We're going to be all right. God's got us, and that's really what Victory Outreach is. It's not about, okay, yeah, I was addicted to alcohol or whatever. It was life kicked my butt, and now I'm ready to kick back. I guess you could say.
We see ourselves as just a part of the body of Christ.
Yeah.
Not all churches are the same. Not all parts of your body are the same, and so we're just doing our part.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it's just if you're looking for a connection with God again, that's what Victory Outreach is all about. And I would imagine no two members of the church have the same story. They may have similar backgrounds, similar symptoms or things, but every story is unique, and that's part of also what makes it great. It's a connection to God, but the people that are a part of it also, it's kind of like a soup. The more ingredients, the more cool things you add in there, it makes it a more great soup and things like. And that's kind of what the church is too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And from our worship team, from all parts of our service, and then we see people come in from we're like a very diverse church, because it's not our target isn't one side of the tracks or the other side of the tracks. It's anybody that's lost and bound or hurting or.
Yeah,
and so and that when we put it all together, it comes out to be like a real diverse, a real diverse group.
Sure. Well, and it's kind of America in a snapshot, so to speak. It's got a little bit of everything there. But so when do you guys meet and everything? If folks would like to come to some of the gatherings and some of the events.
Yeah. So actually, this week we're in a special week because we're doing our Roswell invasion. We're hitting the streets every day.
Okay.
You might actually have seen a the shirts that these guys are wearing right here, the Jesus Loves You shirts. And so
I saw out UFO Fest. You guys were out quite a bit.
Yeah. So we were taking pictures. We're out there. We're handing out flyers. And then this week is a special week. We're having our chapels every morning at 9:00. If you're in the area at 9:00, I'll be preaching this morning. Right there at Victory Outreach, which is also the Westminster Presbyterian Church.
Yep, it's 2801 West 4th. It's right over by Enchanted Hills Park and all that right there. It's right there. Kind of by Sycamore and Champion, kind of right behind there.
Yeah, right there on the west side. Yeah. And our normal, we have Sunday mornings at 11:30 a.m., and then we also have a Thursday night at 7. And our God's Anointed Now Generation Young Adult and Student Ministry meets Wednesday nights at 7.
Excellent.
So that's our normal schedule, and we're there every week.
Sure.
And so if you know somebody that's lost, that's addicted, or maybe you're looking for a purpose, or you're looking for a way to help the community, you can come on out and be a part.
Yeah, I guess there is no rule saying you have to be struggling right now. If you just want to be closer to God, come on out. There's no rule or law. Hey, you had it tough, come on, or no, it's been fine, but still come on and praise worship with it. There's no rule there saying just I'm sorry I wasn't addicted. That's all right, come on down.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problem there. But if you'd like to kind of see maybe the first time everything that you guys do, we'd love to invite you out Saturday evening. You guys have a special event. It's called Out of Darkness, A Story of Second Chance, and it's going to be Saturday evening, 6 p.m. at Westminster Presbyterian Church. Give us a little bit of background about this story and what, I mean, we don't want to spoil alert or nothing, but we want to kind of give folks a little bit of background.
Yeah, so Victory Outreach, one of the methods that we use to spread the gospel is we do dramas, and radical evangelism, dramas. There, when I was in Albuquerque, I'm actually from Roswell. I was born here, but when I was addicted to meth, I had left 20 years ago into the Victory Home in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And so I've been gone for 20 years and just came back to start the church. But for the last 10 years, we were the drama directors. We put on these big dramas for Easter and park rallies and stuff like that. And so we wrote this drama specifically for Roswell. And it's loosely based on some of the events, either in my personal life and then also some of the things that I saw growing up here as a meth addict here in Roswell.
So it's going to have a local connection for everyone in the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things you're going to be like, oh, I recognize landmarks or events or times that are referenced in the story.
Absolutely, it's a powerful story of a second chance. If you happen to have been around back then and we were friends, and you see the drama, one of the characters may or may not be be based on you.
The names were changed to protect the innocent.
But yeah.
Well, that's cool. So it's a personal story, personal journey, and hopefully one that a lot of people can relate to, and hopefully inspire to remind folks that no matter where you come from, there's always redemption. There's always a chance to do better and to be closer to God.
Yeah, absolutely. And along with that, we do have a kids fair. So for 12 and under, if because the drama does depict violence and drug addiction,
may not be appropriate.
May not be appropriate. If some kids now, 11 and 12 years old, they're growing up in broken homes, and they might be firsthand witnesses to this kind of life. And so at your discretion, if you want to bring them into the drama, you can. But if not, we have a wonderful kids ministry that's going to be doing a kids fair. We're going to be having a jumper and games.
So you keep them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's not a problem. So if you're saying, well, I can't get a sitter. No. We got you covered.
We got your sitter, yeah.
Sorry, kids, check that excuse out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so come out, bring the family, come, so the younger kids, they can go be a part of the kids zone and things. You guys will have free food while supplies last, and some door prizes and things like that.
Yeah, we have a couple of awesome door prizes, some big screen TVs and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you might come out with not only a great lesson, but now you got the big TV you can watch.
Doesn't hurt, yeah.
Yeah. Football season just around the corner. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah, go Cowboys.
My wife would completely agree with you. I will not follow that same sentiment. But I want to give folks, for you guys, a chance. I want to give folks, John, we'll start with John here. Share your story, if you want. I mean, talk about how you came a part of Victory Outreach.
Yeah, sure. So I remember I was struggling with. I was addicted to fentanyl. It's kind of like a new drug that's on the streets. It's real addictive. I remember being real sick without it.
I actually I've done a program called Leadership Roswell, and I got a chance to go to FLETC, and they were talking about the drug, and the fentanyl is kind of like when the Colombian drug lords, when they're making their heroin and stuff, the crops are down, they would and fill in the fentanyl to get the and so it's actually 10 times like people just because they don't realize they're thinking they're taking heroin and it's fentanyl and they're dying and it's rough stuff.
Yeah, I've overdosed a few times.
Yeah.
My mom is she's a EMT, so she saved my life. It's heartbreaking, but yeah, I remember I was at work and a customer seen me smoking on a foil, and I'm from a small town, so
everybody knows everybody.
Everyone knows everybody.
Yep,
my boss found out, and she called my mom. Right? Yeah, I'm a grown man, and my mom, she was down there. It was a little embarrassing, but you know what? She got this list. My mom and my parents don't really know about addiction. I come from a good family, so they didn't really know how to handle it. It was heartbreaking, and I remember she got this list of programs, and she wanted me to start making phone calls. I remember I called 2 or 3. Nobody answered the phone. Finally, a Victory Outreach. I got a hold of them. I didn't really know what to ask. Like, man, I just need help.
Sure.
And they said, come down. It's completely free. I'm in the home, and it seems like these days, even if you're not struggling with addiction, everybody knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? And
well, we're all struggling with life. I don't care who you are. If you haven't struggled in the last year and a half here, then let me know your deal, because I want to work on that mojo. 'Cause, it's been a rough year for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Life's like that sometimes, and it's easy to judge from a different perspective, and I think that's the lesson we all need to learn too. Just we talk about folks struggling through, but we as humans that don't struggle with something, we have to understand, and not go to quick to judge on that kind of stuff. And it's just human nature sometimes. But by you sharing your story and talking about this stuff, I hope that dispels some of that stigma between because it's a fine. Let's face it, when you're an addict in that addict state. Yeah, you got to do the tough love time, but when it's time for redemption and time for learning and processing, and it's a whole different thing,
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that your mom, your boss called your mom on you.
Yeah.
That saved your life, man. I'm pretty sure if your mom and your boss weren't here to out you.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be here taking out with you. So it was a good thing in the end.
Yeah, of course.
So just out of curiosity, is your relationship with family and stuff getting better and everything?
It's getting better.
That's awesome.
That's one of the things, like God restores, and I stole from my family, and I've heard similar stories, and so it takes some time, because sometimes we do a lot of damage.
Well, I always kind of, when someone is in a point of addiction like that, I always kind of, at least in my head, I always feel someone's got to hit a bottom before they realize that, and wherever that bottom is. And it sounds like for you, your bottom wasn't as bad as, what I'm saying? It could have been a lot worse. Your mom stepped in, and, your bottom could have been where you're sitting in a jail or worse, sitting in a hospital or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's a good deal. I'm glad you're here, and glad you now get to be in the other side and kind of mentor others, and people get to learn from your journey and everything else. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what they say. Part of recovery is, you don't just get clean and then, go back to normal life. Like a way to stay sober is you got to help others. Like I can relate to people, and and that's part of my journey. You're
like, yeah, I've done that, been there, done that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Been there. It stinks, but we can do it. There's a way. I've been there. So. Anthony, you're now we were talking earlier. This is you're kind of new to the outreach here and on the ministry side of things. Tell folks a little bit about you.
Well, from a young kid, I already grew up in a broken home. My dad was always in prison.
Sure.
My dad was hitting and beating my mom.
So that was all you knew.
Yeah. And growing up, it just from the early age of like 10 years old, I started smoking weed, but then high school hit, I was already doing like semi-hard drugs like ecstasy, pills, oxys. Like I was in a really bad state with my life, and just 15 years old, I was already kicked out on the streets.
Crazy. At 15.
And it's got to be hard for your own mother to kick you out on the streets, to see her son go and know he's gonna go do drugs out on the streets. she knows what I'm gonna go do. And once I got kicked out that first time, that was it. I tried.
That was your wake up call for you?
No, that wasn't my wake up call.
Okay.
I tried meth for the first time.
Oh, that was your spiral. I got
Yeah,
you.
that was
Okay.
my spiral down. And from 15 to 20, 21, I was straight hooked on meth, and I was smoking it every day. The last 2 years of my life, I've been honestly just whatever I could dissolve in water and slam into my arms, I was shooting up. So it's been a really hard journey. But 4 months ago, I was sitting in a jail cell because I had a really bad turn for the worst. I got kicked out my last time. My mother didn't want nothing to do with me. My family in Reynosa didn't want nothing to do with me.
That was
my
the
grandma
bottom.
in Capitan didn't want nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
They did not want me in their lives at all whatsoever.
You burned all those bridges to them.
Every single bridge that I could burn, it was burned. And I was sitting alone. My friends helped me out from like a recovery program, and I got so high and twisted up, and I decided to steal from them in their own home while they were helping me out, helping me to go to a recovery place. And I stole from them, and they knew. And
that's what the addiction does to your brain. It turns your whole body into the priority of feeding that addiction. And that's what you burn the bridges, because you don't care that you stole. You don't, because your brain's telling you, no, I just need my next fix. That's and unless you've been there, I think it's really hard for folks to kind of understand. I have a family of addiction. I myself don't have those, but all my family were alcoholics, and I don't have a lot of relatives past 55. They all died of alcoholism. But I understand that thing, and I understand where you can come from that, but it's really hard to. Well, I'm glad you're able to come out of that. That's the thing.
I am too.
It's not so much that it happened; it's that you were able to hit the bottom. And I guess it was that moment where, the entire family's burned the bridge. You're stealing from family. So what was the moment that finally said, I need to stop this cycle?
Well, that night that I got caught stealing from them, they called the cops on me, of course. All that was going downhill. They said, just give me my stuff back and won't press charges. But I gave it back. Cops ran my name. I had a warrant out for my arrest, so I already knew where I was going. And it was then in jail whenever I was just hopeless. I was wanting to commit suicide. I didn't want anything to do with the world because, I could call my mom from jail, but she couldn't do nothing because
you made the bed you're
I was
lying in.
absconding from my probation officer. I had no way of getting out till court dates, and I had an opportunity to do a 30 to 60 day, just regular rehab, but that door closed for me, and I believe that God opened the door for me to come into Victory Outreach, because that same day he closed that door to that 60-day rehab, he opened the door to Victory Outreach. And that day I said, it was a hesitation,
Sure.
Like, hey, 1 year commitment, 60-day commitment. But God spoke it in my heart that day, and I believe it that he did, because without a hesitation, I said, yes, you know what? I'm going to go do that. I want to change my life. I want to restore my family. I want to make things better. I want to make things right.
Sure.
And within that week, I was out of the jail. My mom was like, what? You going to do a year commitment? Really? I only wanted you to do a 3-month commitment, but, God's slowly restoring my family. My mom wasn't a believer in Christ, but now she's starting to pray for me, pray for herself, pray for things in her family, because she believed in like a Mexican cult from Mexico. It's called the Santa Muerte, and she's starting to stray away from that because she knows that there is better things in the world than just.
So now your outreach is going into your own family and helping them too.
Yeah,
awesome.
It is.
It's infectious, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Well, and here's the thing: you've probably realized at this point, you're not in a 1-year program anymore. This is life, man.
Yeah, this is life.
This is it's the program for life. This is God's program. You know, it's 30 days, 6 months. That's all numbers, man. This is till to the day you stop breathing on this planet. That's and then I guess beyond that too, obviously.
Yep.
But you know what I mean. It's not a program. It's a lifestyle. And that's great to see you're adopted. And the cool part is now it looks like not only restoring those family relationships, but now helping their relationships and helping their own lives closer to God as well too, which is a good thing. So awesome,
very good.
Good. And all this in the last 4 months, you've done this.
Yeah, the last 4 months, God is good, and I give Him all the glory for changing my life and making my family better, you know?
So can I ask, and I know, I don't want to get you too far in the future here, but like what's your plans now? Like I know 4 months ago you had different plans, but now 4 months later, what are you planning on your path? What are you putting there, and what are you wanting to do?
I'm taking slow steps right now. You know, I'm still in the men's home. I'm still like going through the process of becoming closer with God, but God's put it in my heart that I'm gonna be going to the Urban Training Center, the UTC.
Okay.
And I believe that's gonna be where because this is just the beginning.
Sure.
I'm barely at the starting line.
Sure.
Like, I'm just like breaking the point to go into the rest of my life, you know? So
you're a young man. You got a whole world ahead of you.
I'm 21 years old, man, and I've already seen a lot.
You've seen a lot for 20. Now you got a lot of time to take that and put it to good.
Yes, sir, I do.
There is something to be said that and other people won't understand this, and they won't. And you're going to go your whole life and never get this, and it's just going to be, when you come from hard times, it can make you a better person.
Yeah.
It's you always hear the saying, "What doesn't kill you make you stronger," and that is absolutely true. And God has something to do with that, obviously, but I think it's going to give you a better, both you guys. I mean, you just get a better perspective on things, and I think you almost get a gift in some ways, because a lot of people don't learn the things you've learned until they're well into their 40s, 50s, or older, or not at all. And to have this gift of understanding at such young age, and to be able to take that and carry it with you the rest of your life, that's a pretty cool thing. And I hope, and I think you guys do, but I think someday that's going to hit you, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I was very fortunate there. And I know at the moment you kind of don't think it, but it'll happen. Trust me. So
yeah.
John, I was going to ask you what's your plans now? Is it just to stay with the outreach program, or what? Now that you're on a new path here, where do you want to take it?
Well, we have a home director. His name's Phil. He's the guy that's in charge of everything, right?
Yeah.
And he's my direct leader. Pastor Pat's my spiritual leader too. But I spend a lot of time with him, and he's been discipling me. And I don't say this lightly. I know it's a difficult path, but I feel like one day, like, God's calling me to direct a home myself.
Okay.
And I wanna help people the way I want to be there, like the way that Phil was there for me when I needed help. I want to be there for other people,
Yeah.
And I know it's not easy, like having because there's a lot of structure in the home. I mean, that's what we need, as addicts. But yeah, in the future, I see myself directing a home, and then who knows, maybe I like to study the Word, and then maybe preaching the gospel. Of course, we're all preachers of the gospel, but yeah, one day I wanna direct a home. That's my goal.
Well, I think that's a great goal, and I think if anybody should do something like that, it's someone that's walked that path and been that. So, I mean, who better to someday? I think you're on that path, and I'm thinking, Pastor Pat and everybody else, I'm sure they're probably thinking the same thing, that the stable's in good hands when these guys are ready to move on to the next stage.
Absolutely.
Pat, as far as folks being a part of it, is just come to one of the events. Is that really it? I mean, just when you see you guys outreaching and out in the streets, come just talk to you.
So a few ways you can get involved if you just want to come and be a part of it. Welcome all the body of Christ. This isn't just a Victory Outreach thing.
Yeah.
We believe that, revival is going to come to Roswell. We're going to see drug addicts saved and people get their families back. And we know we're just a part of it.
Sure.
But if they want to come and witness with us, if they want to come and be a part of our chapels, or maybe they own a business or they want to get involved financially, they can drop by the church. They can make a donation so we can, continue on and do events like this and stuff like that. Of course, we want to thank, Tom Blake and the Westminster Presbyterian Church. They've been such a huge help and partners in what we've been doing. But we're looking for more partners. There's only so much we can do with what we have.
Sure.
We have a big vision and a small budget.
Sure.
And so those out there in the community that would love to be a part of it, then we would love to have them.
Absolutely. And of course, I always say too, the greatest advertisement is more success stories. So if there's people out there listening that are saying, I'm struggling in life too, whether it's drugs, alcohol, none of the above, just struggling in life in general. Come out, talk, and sit down and just have a conversation. I mean, sometimes that's the first step, is just sitting down and having a conversation. And I always think, too, there's strength in numbers. So the more people that are part of it, then the more outreach and the bigger. And that's great to see that. But if people want to get involved, please come out to the event again Saturday night. It's a free event, but if you'd like to make an offering, donations and things, that would be awesome. Again, all of it goes to the Victor Outreach Program, helping bring in one more person into the flock, one at a time here, kind of thing. But it's this Saturday night, 6 p.m. Again, it's at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th, right over there by Enchanted Hills Park. And so if you're a disc golfer, it's right there. But right by Champion Motorsports, or behind it there. So disc golf and bikers, exactly where it's at. But used to be the Masonic Temple right there, too.
That's what we heard,
Yeah, I used to live in those apartments. When I first moved to Roswell and met my wife, she wasn't a wife then, but when I met my wife, there was a Ramada Inn where that hotel was on 70. And then I don't remember what it's like, a roadway inn.
It's a roadway now, I think.
But those apartments, I used to live right there, and that was a Masonic temple right across the street there. And I'll never forget, they had like a Shriners motorcycle club one time out there, and they were riding around in circles and doing trick rides and all. I don't know why I remember that. It's just one of those things I remember. But the church is right next door to all that. Probably not any Shriners and motorcycles. But and, of course, if you have any questions or anything, you can always go to the Victory Outreach Facebook page. That's a great way to reach out, and you can shoot a message there if you have any questions, or you say, hey, I'd like to drop off a big check, a big suitcase full of cash. How do I do that? You can shoot a message through there. They'd love to help. They'd be happy to take
Absolutely.
Yeah, and of course, always looking for more folks. If you want to be a part of this, if maybe you were a part of a Victory Outreach program in another part of the world, and maybe you're find your home here and you want to come and reconnect and maybe mentor and help out, please reach out. We'd love to. The more people serving God together, the better the life just seems to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything we missed? Anything you guys wanted to share? Anything we wanted to talk about that we just skipped over, didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, I mean, if they know someone, we really want to encourage you. If you have an unsaved loved one or know someone, bring them to the event.
Yeah.
You might be saying like, hey, I'm saved, I'm doing good. Everybody knows somebody.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows somebody.
Absolutely.
So bring them on down, and if you have someone that you might think is a candidate to come into our Victory Homes and have a similar story of like John and Anthony and even myself way back when, and they need some help, bring them also. We'll love to connect them. We also have partnering with us is our Victory Outreach in Albuquerque, so they're down here now with us.
Oh, cool.
And in Albuquerque already has a women's home. We don't have one yet, but we're praying to try to open up this year our women's home. So if you ever, if you know someone, maybe a lady that's struggling, our women's home director, she's here in Roswell now, and so there's a chance that she could catch a ride up to Albuquerque.
Well, and there's strength in numbers again on that. If there's more people that want to get involved with that, more people that have resources they'd like to offer or to be a part of with that, please reach out to that, because again, we're all in this together, and of course, come out to the Out of Darkness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Story of Second Chances event Saturday night. I think all of us can use a story of inspiration. I don't care where you're at in your life. We can always use a good reminder of inspiration sometimes. So,
absolutely.
If some needed it more than others, but all could use it. Come on out.
And we just want to say thank you, Mike, for having us on.
Anytime.
We appreciate you so much.
Anytime you guys want to reach out for events, or even it's just to come in and say, hey, I'd like to meet some of our new guys, or some, when we're like, hey, welcome to our women's home now. Come meet them. And, we'll do all that stuff. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And God bless, and have a great weekend. You know what? I was going to say stay dry. We got like rain chances every day for the next week here, so stay dry. And I'd love to come by. And, hey, when you guys move on to next things, let me know. Come on, we'll talk. I'd love to share stories like that.
Sure.
As you have big milestones you want to share, please let us know. Love that kind of stuff. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, it is 7:52. Probably should do some news, and we'll do that, commercials, because that's what pays for my lunch. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office billboard warning drunk drivers that we are watching out for you went up Wednesday across from Home Depot on Main Street in Roswell. The billboard was paid for by the Chaves County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff says he prays it makes a difference and keeps drunk and impaired drivers off the road. He says if you choose to drive impaired after seeing the warning, you will be arrested. While many businesses have reopened and restrictions have been lifted, New Mexico's top public health officials said Wednesday that the coronavirus pandemic is not over. Health Secretary Dr. Tracy Collins and Human Services Secretary Dr. David Scrace said during a briefing that their agencies are closely monitoring the spread of the more contagious Delta variant. So far, about 750 such cases have been confirmed in New Mexico. Scrace said, though, the good news for the state is that nearly 2/3 of residents 18 and older are now fully vaccinated. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I know that they're the future, but every single time I feel ready to buy an electric car, the industry itself just scares me away. Kim Commander here, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. It was only 2 weeks ago that we experienced the Philadelphia Tesla incident. A major Tesla investor was driving his brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. Right there on a Philadelphia street without any warning, the car exploded in flames. The driver's lucky to be alive. Yesterday, the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration issued a warning to all 2017 to 2019 Chevy Bolt EV owners to be sure to park their car far away from their house because the thing might erupt in flames at any moment. Now, you might say that these are isolated incidents, and you'd be right, they are. Unless, of course, if you own a Bolt or a Tesla Model S Plaid, then it's not so isolated. Get more tech news 24/7 at Commando.com. Enjoy a powerful business upgrade with Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event. Get amazing savings with up to 50% off high-performance computers and tech built for business, and be able to take your office with you with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, get great offers on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, and speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today. If you haven't tried Super Beets Heart Chews, you're missing out. The grapeseed extract used in Super Beets Chews has been clinically shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure as a healthy lifestyle alone. Just 2 a day is all you need. Do what I did and support your heart health with delicious Super Beets Chews. Get your Super Beets Chews today at kimsbeets.com. And when you buy 2 bags, they'll throw in the 3rd bag for free. That's kimsbeets.com, kimsbeets.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Generally fair over the next couple of days and warm temperatures, but we do have a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, and our high today should be in the mid-90s. An isolated storm this evening, partly cloudy overnight with lows near 70. Sunshine for most of the day tomorrow, our high in the mid-90s. Again, just that slight chance of a late-day thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. General Motors is telling owners of some older Chevrolet Bolts to park them outdoors and not to charge them overnight because 2 of the electric cars caught fire after recall repairs were made. The company said Wednesday that the request covers 2017 through 2019 Bolts that were part of a group that was recalled earlier due to fires in the batteries. A pre-pandemic shortage of licensed commercial drivers in the waste management industry has become worse, and now cities and companies are dealing with a shortage of workers on trash trucks. According to the Denver Post, workers in the solid waste industry were considered essential workers as COVID-19 started to spread, but now there aren't enough of them. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 44 points to close at 34,933. The Nasdaq lost 32 at 14,644. And the S&P 500 up 5 points to 4,374. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Travis Hicks Richland Auto Group coming to you from the Twilight Zone. I don't remember being more excited about a July than I am about this one. July 4th celebrates the issuance of the Declaration of Independence, a document that pronounced the original 13 colonies in America as free from the tyranny of Great Britain. The second sentence of the Declaration states that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Isn't it amazing that 250 years later, those words still have so much meaning? Richland will be celebrating our independence from tyranny all month long. In July, your vehicle purchase at either our GM or Dodge store will come with a Bible to remind us to whom we owe our lives, an American flag to remind us that we are all free from tyranny in America, and an entry to win an AR for those who choose to celebrate and defend our pursuit of happiness. To win the gun, you can enter on our Facebook page, our website, or by buying a car this month. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Part of why you should ride for our brand. Richland, where service is job
Good
one.
morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call...
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, Jolly Jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
Townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The U.S. economy continuing to recover from the depths of the coronavirus pandemic. The number of people applying for jobless benefits now at its lowest level since the pandemic struck last year. Claims down by 26,000 last week to 360,000. President Biden meeting with Democratic lawmakers and some local government officials.
Fixing the broken today is okay, but we got a bill for tomorrow. There's a lot we're going to do.
Continuing his push for a massive $3 trillion plus spending plan. It would include money for infrastructure along with a host of social programs. Republicans prefer a more focused $1 trillion proposal. It would limit spending to traditional infrastructure. Senate Majority Leader Schumer backing a bill to overturn the federal prohibition on marijuana, although President Biden not on board with that idea.
The top Democrat in the Senate is backing a bill that would strike down a long-standing federal prohibition on marijuana. But Senator Chuck Schumer doesn't have the support of the president. Mr. Biden has said he supports decriminalizing marijuana, but believes the federal prohibition should remain. And White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the president's views have not changed. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Dee and Tim McCarley didn't want to evacuate their Oregon home as a massive bootleg fire drew near. However, they say authorities were quite clear about what would happen if they didn't leave.
The sheriff came up, and he was keeping in contact with us over the days. And at that time, Friday at 5:30, he says, "Get out. You won't survive." So
you stay, you'll die.
You'll die.
The bootleg fire, one of roughly 70 wildfires currently ravaging the West. Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 71 points. The Nasdaq is off 1, the S&P 8 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Well, when we brought him home, we didn't realize that Bear, the rescue dog, was actually sick. He had very flaky skin. He was dropping a lot of fur, and the vet wanted to do steroid injections, special dog food. Nothing seemed to work. So I was at a dead end.
DINOVITE.com.
I've been hearing Dinovite on the radio for years. It never actually crossed my mind to try it until it finally sunk in. Oh, you're talking about hair and skin. And all right. I'll try it. Well, it took probably 6 weeks, but after we started using Dynovite, no more flaky skin, he doesn't scratch and itch, and he started to put weight on.
Dynovite is nutrition.
I wish that we would have started the Dynovite right away. It would have been so much easier.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
Every rescue dog in America deserves Dynovite for 90 days.
DINOVITE.com.
A top UN official warns that rising COVID infections in Myanmar and the political turmoil following the military coup, creating the potential for a much greater loss of life in the troubled country.
Since the military's power seizure, the health system has broken down, with doctors and nurses among the many professional groups organising resistance to the coup. Soldiers have occupied hospitals and dozens of medical staff have been arrested. People are trying to stock up on oxygen to treat patients at home, though the military has now banned this and this week opened fire on a crowd queuing up to fill their own tanks. The UN Special Rapporteur Tom Andrews believes an urgent international effort is needed to increase aid to Myanmar and create a politically neutral body to deal with the country's COVID crisis.
And that is BBC correspondent Jonathan Head reporting. News and analysis at townhall.com. Planning a trip abroad? Well, it could take longer to get a new or renewed passport than you thought.
The State Department says the wait for a passport is between 12 and 18 weeks. That's even if you pay for expedited processing. There's a backlog of as many as 2 million passport requests. The pandemic has created processing disruptions at home and overseas. Anyone who applies for a passport now probably won't get it until the fall. To try to ease the backlog, the State Department announced U.S. citizens who are currently overseas and whose passports expired on or after January 1st, 2020, are able to use their documents to re-enter the United States until December 31st of this year. Ed Donahue, Washington.
3 weeks since the disaster in Surfside, Florida, the death toll in the condo tower collapse has risen to 97. 8 people are still listed as unaccounted for. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Indeed.
Almost there.
Just a hair's breadth away.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What's living on a prayer? What's your...
Lemon on a pear.
There it is.
Yep.
There's the one you like to say.
Right.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. That was we're halfway there yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So yesterday was lemon on a pear
We're
day.
over halfway there.
That's right.
That's a new song.
On the way down. On the way downhill.
Yeah.
We had a feed for like 3 good days, like 3 good shows. We were able to see ourselves, and now it's gone.
It's not working again.
Like,
I don't know.
I feel like maybe he was like, "No, you've had enough."
You've had enough.
Yeah. Tanner thought I was talking directly to him yesterday when I spiked the camera. I'm like, "No, I was talking to the audience."
Oh.
He's like, "You said you didn't need me anymore." I'm like, "No, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the viewers. I need the listeners. I need my Tanner."
He needs the viewers, too.
He cut her feed right after that. He went straight to static screen.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like, I have the power.
Well, go in there and make nice with him. So.
I will later.
Hey, today is Battle of the Badges Day.
Yes.
Today and tomorrow. Vitalent is doing Battle of the Badges, their annual blood drive event. They pit the firefighters versus the police officers in a battle royale. Then they clean up. I'm just kidding.
They wipe the blood up, and that's the blood that's,
I'm just kidding.
That'd be terrible.
Just kidding. Don't get all mad. I'm just making a bad joke.
Rather wringing the blood.
Relax.
Into a bucket.
No. They just need you to donate blood, and they take it out with a needle. They don't.
Yeah. It's all clean. It's good. You get a cookie afterwards.
But yeah, it's really a great way, and they have a lot of fun with it. And it's going to be today from 1 to 6, and then from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
Get an appointment by calling Stephanie, 575-840-8178. You can text her, too. She accepts those texts. At 575-840-8178. Get an appointment for today or tomorrow, and then you go and you donate your blood. And then when you're done, or I guess before, you designate whether your blood counts towards the firefighters or the police officers. And then they get bragging rights at the end on who got the most blood donated and all that good stuff.
I would assume you make that decision beforehand, because I don't think they want you making any decisions afterwards.
Yeah, well,
you're a little lightheaded. Maybe I shouldn't make any decisions for a couple hours.
And to be honest, I'm never really lightheaded. I've never, like when I've done it, and you get snacks. You get
That's
juice.
true. You get the replenishments.
You got to replenish, but they give you. I always get iced tea, usually iced tea and cookies or something. But yeah, they do all that for you, and it's a great way to give back.
Absolutely,
it's an easy way to do it, and it really doesn't require a whole lot of effort on your part. The needle thing's not that big a deal.
It ain't.
It isn't. We overhype it in our head. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Unless they're phlebotomists. I don't know if that's the proper term for what they do. But,
phlebotomy. Yeah.
But they know what they're doing.
They're good. Yeah. They're good people.
Yeah.
They got that trade in.
Yeah. So 1 to 6 today, and then from 9 a.m. to 1 tomorrow at the Chamber of Commerce. Call or text Stephanie to get in on the frivolity and fun at 575-840-8178.
Indeed.
So, yeah. Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, will join us here in just a bit. We'll chit-chat about what's happening in and around the city. Public Forum,
yes,
I believe, is tonight. We'll talk about that, and then, of course, recap the UFO Fest and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll talk with her in just a few.
Crunch the numbers.
Yeah. There was something else I was going to mention, and dang it just spaced out right in my head.
Like gas prices.
It just went up.
Just went up. You know what? I was outraged the other day. You know how much it cost me to fill up my tank? It was, granted, almost empty. $24.
And he drives the Spark or the Volt. Which one is Spark?
Spark.
Spark. Yeah. I always get those names
mixed
mixed
Spark.
up. It's a little Chevy.
Yeah, $24. I was outraged.
Wow, how big's that tank?
It's like 8 gallons, 8.5 gallons.
Yeah, I got to get gas today.
So when I first got the thing, it was like, I think it was $17 to fill it up from empty.
Yeah,
or from close empty.
I got to get gas today. But I've been riding on the fuel light the last 2 days. So I need to go. I'm just too lazy to pull in and get it.
My car
today's the day.
My car has this weird thing. It's like it'll give you the fuel light, but not until it's like it just goes low. It just says low at that point. It doesn't even show you a number like so many miles to you. It just says low.
No, I got like a eighth of a tank left when mine goes off, so I got some time to ride it out a little bit.
That's true.
My dummy light comes on about 8.
There's not enough room for much more. Once the gas light hits, like, dude, do something about this. The good news is you can always fold your car up and put in your pocket when you're out of gas.
Yeah, for you, yes, it's very Inspector Gadget.
Super handy. Yeah,
that would be cool if you could do like Jetsons. You know how the Jetsons? I think it was the Jetsons where he folded his floating car into a briefcase.
Yeah, it was a briefcase.
Yeah, I remember.
Dude, it was comical to see me get all of the stuff for Rhiannon's birthday party to the party site in my car.
Was there stuff hanging out?
No. But I was expertly packed because I had the 2 seats in the back seat for the kids. So my very small little back hatch area, I had 2 styrofoam coolers with all the drinks in it. In the front seat, I had a bunch of like bags with all the party stuff, and then stacked on top of that 4 of the big pizzas from the membership store up north, stacked literally to my roof, and I had to like keep my hand on it to like and keep a hand on the wheel to like keep it steady. It was comical.
I was just thinking, you open the hatchback and everything like grown ups with the raft just
You really have to think of creative ways to stow things in this car.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, I think that's kind of in guy DNA. Packing.
Yeah.
Not like suitcases, but like vehicles and coolers. I think that's kind of in our DNA.
Yeah,
it's like a guy thing. They're like, oh, that's not efficient enough. We can get 12 more bags in there. Hold on a second.
I'll put it this way. I love how I pack. As far as putting stuff in a suitcase goes, I love how I do it. I infuriate everyone else because I roll things up.
I do too.
Yeah, everybody hates that. Everybody I've talked to
it.
can't stand that because I roll. You save so much room.
I'm a roller too.
Yeah, I could pack like 3 weeks in one bag.
And it don't matter if you fold or roll; it still wrinkles it up.
It does.
I can now get
I've
when I
talked to
fold
people
it, it
who
wrinkles.
were infuriated that I did it that way. They're like, why don't you fold it? It's fine.
I do the same thing. I'm a roller.
All right.
I roll when I pack a suitcase.
Maybe it's a military thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Although we didn't roll in basic.
No, well, you guys were after the clean lines and things.
I was ironing underwear in basic training.
Right, but for efficiency's sake, I would assume that that's where you picked up things like getting as much into as small space as possible.
Maybe possible, but I do that. I mean, even like when we pack cars, I'm like, no. Like the groceries. All right, we need to put the weighty stuff, and I'm just, I think it's in guy DNA.
It's in guy DNA, but it's also the generation that grew up playing Tetris.
We're
all just waiting for that top line of stuff to disappear.
I'm going to clear out 5 lines and one boom, bang.
Hope you weren't planning on packing your delicates because they are gone.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to go practice packing. While you do that, here's the weather. It's going to rain, maybe. We got rain chances like every day through now till next week. So,
enjoy.
Yeah, but here it is.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Generally fair over the next couple of days and warm temperatures, but we do have a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, and our high today should be in the mid-90s. An isolated storm this evening, partly cloudy overnight with lows near 70. Sunshine for most of the day tomorrow, our high in the mid-90s. Again, just that slight chance of a late-day thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 69%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Rain chances every afternoon. Seems like for the next week. It seems 30% this afternoon, mainly after 3. They say today and tonight we could see some heavy rainfall in some of these rain situations, but partly otherwise for the day. Highs around 93, east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain tonight. Again, there could be some heavy rainfall there. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 70 with south winds 5 at around 5 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for Friday afternoon, mostly sunny, high of 95 tomorrow, northeast winds 5 to 10. 20% chance of rain tomorrow night as well, partly cloudy, overnight low of 71. Then for your weekend, a 30% chance of rain on Saturday. For the afternoon, mostly sunny, high of 94, south winds 5 to 10. Sunday, we're looking at a 30% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy at 92. And then rain chances, at least through midweek next week. I'm seeing Monday right now, they're saying a 40% chance of rain, 50% Monday night, a 50% Tuesday, 40% Tuesday night, 30% on Wednesday of next week. And looks like highs floating in the upper 80s, low 90s for next week. All right, it is 8:16. Before we take a quick break and talk to Juanita Jennings here, I do want to tell you what's happening over at Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. Right now, they got the Rossi 22 caliber rifles on sale for only $149 while supplies last. Also, Zia Guns USA is now a full-line Tacticam dealer. These are the same items that you see on all the hunting shows worldwide. They've got them at Zia Guns USA. Also, new shipment of Benchmade knives and case knives are there at Zia Guns. Also, they're buying guns. They've got cash on hand, and they are buying your guns, whether it's a single gun collection, entire state sale. They're buying guns. They've got cash on hand. They will make you offers. You walk out the door with that cold, hard cash. Also, coffee drinkers. Zia Guns USA also carries Black Rifle coffee. The whole line is available and waiting for you. Dr. Squatch soap. The Zia Guns USA is the only authorized Dr. Squatch soap retailer in the region. So you've seen them online. Now you can go and touch it, smell it, all that stuff there at Zia Guns USA. Shop the locally owned Zia Guns USA, located right here in Roswell, 1907 North Main. The only gun store to be open on Sundays but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should too. Stop on by, 1907 North Main, right here in Roswell. All right, 8:17, got a quick commercial break, and then Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, will join us on the other side. Don't go away.
One of the most devastating effects of the 6-year-long World War II was the children who were orphaned. Thousands upon thousands of little children were left with no one to care for them. So many of them were left crying late into the night, calling out for mommy and daddy. One orphanage tried something new that would help the children sleep through the night. They sent them to bed with a loaf of bread. Guess what? It worked. The bread represented stability, or at least one more meal for the next day. While we're not left orphaned after World War II, we often lay down at night restless from an ever-changing world. Maybe we need to go to bed with some bread. Jesus told his followers, I am the bread of life. For us, Jesus is our stability factor. He is the promise of a better tomorrow. The Bible tells us that if we give our anxieties and worries and requests to God, He will give us peace that is beyond understanding. So this week, give your unrest to God. He will give you peace.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
Get your family together. It's all about spas. Relax and have fun in any weather.
For decades, homeowners have been frustrated because their canvas patio cover would stop the summer sun but trap the air, turning their back patio into a sauna by midday. Now there's a way to block the piercing sun and vent the hot, stagnant air with a Solara adjustable patio cover from All About Spas in Roswell. A Solara adjustable patio cover is like none you've ever seen. You control the shading. You control the ventilation, all by remote control. Let the natural light in on comfortable days. Protect your patio furniture from the rainfall or damaging ultraviolet rays, all at the touch of a button. And each Solara adjustable patio cover is custom built. Stop by All About Spas and Leisure Living at 3700 North Main in Roswell, across from Discount Tire.
It's all right here at All About Spas.
Authentic Asian dishes start with authentic ingredients, and Asian Market is your one-stop shop for all those hard-to-find authentic ingredients. Kimchi, pork belly, fresh young coconut, white miso paste, and a variety of mushrooms, plus red snapper, cuttlefish, green mussels, clam meat, and more. Authentic flavors like holy basil, Thai chili, and even more waiting for you at Asian Market. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sundays, noon to 7 at 5702 South Main in Roswell. Come experience the flavors of the East at Asian Market.
Sewing Camp is back at So Easy Sewing. And it's not just for kids. It's open to anyone ages 9 to 99. No experience required. Week 1, July 26th through the 30th. Week 2, August 2nd to August 6th. Students will make up to 5 different projects each week. Sign up for 1 week or both. Discounts for multiple weeks or multiple students. Seating is limited. Reserve your seats today at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, or call 575-623-3774. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Movie trailers were originally shown after the movie, which is why they're called trailers. Mike thought they named them after the mobile home. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, Juanita Jennings, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that still the official title? Because you've got so many jobs.
Yes.
Like, is that still the lead title, or is it
Yes.
just like assistant of everything?
That is my title. That is my title. Public Affairs Director. I think it encompasses everything, that is public forward facing. And yes, I've added new responsibilities, but I don't
I just didn't know
need
if I was enough anymore. I was like, do I need to expand that title a little bit?
I don't. Personally, titles to me don't.
Sure.
That's not what drives me. But
you're just getting the work done, and it's like,
Yes.
hey, if there's something that needs to get done, we're going to handle it. And
Yes.
That's what it is. So,
Yep.
so we'll just say City of Roswell
That works.
representative.
that works too. That
Juanita
works
Jennings,
too.
but,
Absolutely.
Good morning. How are you
Good
today?
morning, Mike. How are you?
Good. Well, I think my first question to her when I saw her was, did you get a breather in after UFO Festival and everything? And maybe a little bit of one, but not much. But,
yes, we did take Tuesday off, so that was really nice. And we celebrated last Friday with the team. I think UFO Festival, there was some really great things, and there were some opportunities for sure. I think from the visitor side, all of our marketing did what it needed to do. We got the people here. They stayed in the hotels. We had really great numbers. Obviously, we don't have the report from STAR, which is the actual data, but the numbers to back up what we say. But
the streets are crowded.
But the indicators say, yes, we did great. Some of the hotels that we call on that participate in that, we're looking anywhere between 80 and 85%. Some of them were at 100% capacity. And compared to where we were with lodgers tax occupancy, down in the 35s, that's a huge success.
Yeah.
And so we're happy about that.
So, and those things alone, I would say we can call this a victory, the UFO Festival. But I think people also need to remember, too, given all of the variables that we are sitting in right now, was everything perfect? Absolutely not.
No.
But as far as coming out of COVID, opening the world back up again, oh, by the way, we're getting the craziest monsoon weather we've ever had in the history of Roswell, I think. And all of that, I think, given those variables and given every hurdle that was thrown in the way, I think it was a great overall success. I mean, like you said, and we all say, we know, you look online, everyone's going to complain about something because that's human nature.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I think given the bag of ingredients we had to work with, I think I think it came out with a great product at the end.
Yeah.
And obviously that's going to be something to build on for next year. I know you guys are already in the works on getting next year's UFO Festival planned and everything else. So if you're listening out there and say, I want to, you should do this better. All right, roll up your sleeves, come see us, get on a committee here, and let's have you part of the group that's planning next year's UFO Festival.
Yes, we will have our first public committee meeting where we form the committee with all of our public participation that wants to help. Will be beginning of August. You should be seeing it on our Facebook page probably in about 30 minutes. It's a scheduled post for participation. To help in the planning of UFO Festival 2022, which will be really exciting. The city, obviously, we always look at what worked well and what opportunities do we have for next year. I think any event that you do, but especially UFO Festival, that's so massive and such a big impact. It's a worldwide event, if you will. People recognize it from around the globe. They come from around the globe. And so one of the things that we've already done is we've had our debrief, we had our evaluation. We are putting that report together for our city council, for our city administration. And we're very honest in that we recognize there are opportunities with any event. And so we already see some great potential for next year. Obviously, I think the visitors wanted more music, longer lasting. So we're going to have a little bit of that. We're going to have a really neat crash site experience that commemorates the 75th anniversary of the incident.
Yeah, that's right. Next year is the 75th.
It should be really fun. And We have an MC already in the works under contract, which is really exciting.
Nice.
And just really happy. I think we've talked a little bit about the Main Street closure and the food trucks. And, I think most of our decisions were very strategic. And I guess we could have done a better job communicating why we didn't have food trucks in the daytime. We really wanted our visitors going to the restaurants throughout the city and finding those gems and having a great lunch and then coming in the evening to our food trucks.
Makes sense.
Next year, we probably might do a little bit of mix to give everybody, that opportunity.
Sure.
So just some other things, the closure of Main Street, that was really a directive from the state because it is a state highway.
It is a state highway, yeah.
And so we're gonna see what we can do to work on that and figure out a great solution that accommodates all. I think one thing we recognize is, for many years, I've only been here about 5. They said, well, you can't have a concert in the convention center. And I will tell you, it was extremely successful. And so we will probably have, a little bit of that ground zero again be at the DeBremen and the convention center.
Because there with a lot of parking, a lot of space to put up and do events there.
Yes, and people loved being inside in the air conditioning.
It does awful handy when it's 102 out and
the humidity.
This past one, we had like 98% humidity with it, so it stunk on 2 levels. So yeah.
So lots of ideas, lots of opportunities, and again, if anybody is interested in participating in our planning committee, you can email us.
Absolutely.
info@roswell-nm.gov.
This is your community. This is your event. This is our representation to the world. And if you've got input, and this is that time. This is the time when we tell people stop complaining on Facebook. Roll up your sleeves and be an active part in making it better.
Yes.
And this is that opportunity. So. You have been speak now or shut your hole. That's the way that's the way I feel about it. You're either with us or against us on some of this stuff, and now's the and I'm not trying to sound like a drawn line in the sand, but really, if you're one of those folks that are like, well, I didn't like this, all right, fine, get in the committees, contribute your ideas, and let's all work together to make it a better event. That's what we do. So, speaking of working together and everything, tonight. Is a public forum, the monthly public forum. Once again, the entire city community is encouraged to log on. Tonight is
public safety.
Yes.
Public safety. So you'll get to hear from our city manager and our chief of police and chief of fire. We have a survey up right now talking about survey questions. It does not have to be specific to public safety at any of these public forums, but tonight the topic is going to cover a lot of public safety initiatives and some questions. We have a lot of questions about speeding, about crime, and their recruiting efforts for not only police and for fire, call volume.
Everybody's strapped. The city, the school's having a huge job fair. Jobs are aplenty right now.
Jobs are aplenty. So if you are looking for a great career in public safety, the city of Roswell would like to talk with you. And it's a great retirement benefits. And
Just out of curiosity, I imagine they'll probably, because especially with the weather and stuff we've been dealing with, and then the dam issues down south and all that. Obviously not all of that is city city issues, but I imagine they can explain that to you tonight. If for folks are like, why is the south end? Then they can talk about how the dam board. That sounds funny, but DAM board.
Yes.
Clarify.
Yes.
and the county and how and the city, how they all have parts involved in different things, but because we're talking borders and lines and things like that, it's I'm sure that kind of sort of falls under public safety. That's more under public infrastructure, but if you have those questions too, they can explain how all that works. Now they can't get in the weeds on decisions and this and that because that's a bigger thing. But if you're wanting an understanding on how all that operates, this meeting tonight, I'm sure they can explain that to
Absolutely, because part of our public safety umbrella includes our emergency management office, which includes 2 staff members. And that individual, actually, one of them, she's 50% city funded and 50% county funded. So she works for both, and which is a really great collaboration between the city and the county, which sometimes you have those pieces of land that half city, half county, but the problem is in both,
Sure.
or maybe there's needs to be a fix or a solution, and how do you work together? And so we're really grateful to have that position, and it does fall under public safety because it's emergency management, those kind of things. So tonight is at 5:30. One of the great things that we've done with Public Forum is we're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram, and then you can go back and watch it the next day if you can't make it tonight.
Now, if you have a question, you want to tune in live.
Yes, if you have a question, tune in live. You can put it in the chat box. You can do a DM if you'd like. DM is direct message for those that are not familiar with that term. But the other great thing is it's only 30 minutes. So we've condensed it down to 30 minutes.
Okay. So it's not going to take your whole night.
It won't take your whole night.
You ready to go back to cooking dinner or what you're doing?
Yes.
And everything?
Yeah. Put it on your kitchen counter, turn it on, listen, chime in if you have a question. So it starts at 5:30, ends promptly at 6. And the reason for that is now then we worked out a partnership with KENW, and we are now they stream it for us
on
their
PBS?
On PBS station.
Oh,
so that
very
is
good.
really great with Eastern New Mexico University in Portales.
Awesome.
And so that is why it has to be condensed to 30 minutes.
Okay,
So
makes sense. They got
it's their programming schedule.
They don't want to, cut into the next programming there.
Yes.
So.
And we also found the less time that you're online, the more engagement we have. When it was 2 hours, people start dropping off.
Sure.
And so we recognize people are very busy, and we want to maximize the opportunity that we have with them, and be very laser focused, straight to the point, and get things answered, and have great discussion.
Yeah. So probably if you're a Facebook user, easiest is just the City of Roswell Facebook page. Go onto their wall there, and you'll see about 5:30. You'll see the actual video stream pop up in there. You just click on it, and it'll go full screen. And you can, if you have a chat, you have a question or anything, there's a comment section. You just type in your comment or your question there, and it'll get addressed during the broadcast.
Yeah, there's lots of things that happen during the broadcast that people don't get to see. So I'm usually sitting behind the computer typing the questions as they come in, whether they're a DM or through the chat feature. And then we have our videographer, John. He's running the cameras and doing, this shot and that shot. So it's a little production.
It's a bit of an orchestra back there behind it. Yeah. As a person in this industry with radio, I'm very familiar with it. It's I always compare like live theater. It's like the duck on the pond, where what you see is the duck just gracefully gliding across the water. What you don't see under the water is them legs going 1,000 miles an hour. Doing everything, and so
yes, be a duck. That's what I'm told all the time. Be a duck.
So Juanita and staff are the duck legs.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But we really enjoy it, and so tune in 5:30 tonight. Roswell government page on Facebook and on Instagram, and ask your questions.
Yeah, and by the way, if you've missed past forums, scroll on down the wall or go to the website. You can find past forums there that you can go back and watch. So if there's you're like, well, what about this? Well, maybe they already addressed it at a previous public forum.
It's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
under playlists, we have it all organized for you.
Okay.
We have General Service Committee meetings, Finance Committee, City Council, and then forums. Everything that we've done is
some of those meetings. If you have trouble sleeping, to pop one of those on before you go to bed. I mean, not all of them. Some get you, but some of those meetings you might be like, oh, this will be nice music. Some of those.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But and then so that's tonight, and then tomorrow the zoo, Spring River Zoo, is having its second installation of Zoofari Nights, where we're closed during the day because it's super hot, and so we're going to open the gates at 4 p.m.
Okay,
and we're going to show a movie at 8:15. So same. I think the admission price is just a little bit different because there's popcorn, there's a s'more station, there's the carousel, there's some
come a little
enrichment.
Hungry, so you can get some snacks.
Yeah. Concessions will be open, but everything that is done for tomorrow night goes directly back into the zoo enrichment programs.
So please come out, support it. Great family night event.
Yes.
It'll be a Friday night. Looking for stuff to do with the family, the whole family, the kids come out. Be a part with the animals, go see the movie. So you got the best of both worlds. You got the movie and the candies and everything for the kids and stuff, but then you got the animals and of course, if you want to learn more about being like a friend of the zoo and things like that, there'll be lots of opportunities for that.
Absolutely. We would love for people to come and join us. Our membership, it's online, springriverzoo.com. You can buy an annual pass or a season pass. It gets you free admission all the time. And then, of course, just a reminder, every first Saturday of the month is free admission for local residents. And we will be hosting Spring River Zoo Day on July 31st. So it's a new event. During the daytime from 10 to 4, the zoo will be open for free. Come out and enjoy.
Sweet.
And then that evening, we are going to have what's called a cornhole clash.
All right.
So if you're a cornholer player, we're having a tournament.
Do they call themselves cornholists? I don't know what the proper term for a cornhole player is.
But it's a tournament, and it's really great. We've been working with Chris. He's fantastic, and he has decided to give a portion of the tournament back to the zoo as a donation. So come and have fun, and then some of your fun goes back into the zoo for enrichment programs, new animals, things like that. So,
and I know not a lot of people get to brag on their cornhole skills.
That is true.
So you go there and then you start dominating in the cornhole, and then you can have a great place to have your brag of your cornhole while you're helping the zoo at the same time. So
yes.
It's a pretty cool deal.
So we'll have a local brewery, Blackcock Brewery is going to be out there. We're going to have some food trucks. So it'll be a really great time in the evening time, and just want people to come out and enjoy.
I don't know if Blackcock's Brewery is bringing some of their food out, but if they don't, then folks, y'all need to make a trip to their restaurant and grab one of like a shepherd's pie. They got some good stuff. Like if you like a little Irish flair to some of their stuff, they got some of their dishes are kind of that reminiscent of that too. So, but I don't know if they bring food out to those events or just the beverage. But,
they are definitely welcome to bring food out for sure.
But they got some good eats if you're not into the drinking too. So
yes.
Well, it sounds like so many great events.
So many great events. And so for tickets, go to online, springriverzoo.com. You're going to start seeing as we're open and we're trying to get restaffed. That's the other great thing. We have some really great part-time staff that we've hired. But guess what? They're going back to college. They're going back to high school.
Time to go back. So we need to replenish.
And so we are hiring for part-time guest services positions at the zoo as well as the visitor center, because those two, they're going back to school. We also have some retirees. So it's not just for high school or college kids. We have some retirees that they're going to travel this fall and take their Winnebago and go and see, and then they'll come back to us, maybe in January or something, but
spend some time at the zoo and doing things.
Absolutely. Cool. But if you're interested and you have 19 hours of your time to give a week or 10 hours of time, we'd love to have you in guest services. You become an ambassador for the zoo, for the visitor center, and most of all for the city.
I would imagine, especially maybe people that are thinking of pursuing careers in anything from marketing and customer service type jobs, hospitality, even with the zoo side, some veterinary and zoology and animal studies and things like that. I think if you're pursuing careers in those fields, you say you're in your 20s and kind of deciding or going to college or thinking about college, but before you invest the time and is this something this could be that opportunity, and say, hey, I'll spend 20 hours a week at the zoo, 19 technically, and learn about this and say, hey, is this something I like? it is. I'm going to go and pursue a career in college through this, or you know what? This isn't my cup of tea. Maybe I'll try
something else,
but so use this as a stepping stone for yourself too.
Yes.
I mean, you're providing a great service and everything from our community, but by no means use this as a catalyst to propel you to your next adventure in life too.
Yes, and especially for customer service. So if you want to talk to happy people all day long, come to the visitor center, because these are the people that are on vacation, and so they're happy because they're eating great food, they're stopping in, they're having a great time, they want to hear all about what we have to offer, and so I would say 99.9% of the time they are truly happy.
Yeah. Plus you're at the zoo. I mean, how can you be mad at the zoo?
Yes, the zoo or the visitor center.
Yeah, either place. It's just full of good, fun, happy things. So there's nothing there. So please support. If you go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, you'll see all the job listings, including the part-time and the full-time. Because if you're looking for a career with the city, there's lots of opportunities there too.
A lot of jobs open.
Please, we can't keep giving job titles to Juanita here. We need to.
Great. Yes, please. That would would be wonderful.
She's wanting less job titles, not more. So please apply with the city today.
Yes, that would be great.
What else do we need to promote?
I think that's pretty much it. That
covered?
wraps everything up for this next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so please don't forget tonight's public forum, 5:30. Be looking on the Facebook page or Instagram or I guess you can go to the website too.
You can go to the website. Yep,
and
it's on the
do it
website.
at the website too. But usually it's a little more convenient for folks for one of the social
Yes.
media platforms. But again, that's at 5:30. Get there if you want to actively participate as far as ask questions, things. Again, it's on public safety for that's the main topic for tonight. So please keep your questions related to that area of expertise. That's the people that will be discussing tonight. That's their field. So if you ask about, I don't know, why your water bill is high, then they can't help you.
They can't, but
Not-
Joe,
not directly.
Not directly, but Joe will be there. He can navigate that. Or,
That one you might just call direct, call City Hall
Yes.
direct, call the water department direct. They can talk to you. I mean, that's not a public forum question.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's night. And then don't forget tomorrow night at the zoo.
Zoofari.
And Zoofari. And then all the stuff going on the next couple weeks here. Stay up to date. If you use Facebook or Instagram or any of these, like and follow the City of Roswell on there. It's a great, not only do you learn all these things Juanita and I are talking about, but anything else. Anytime they want input from you, the city resident, on various things, this is your chance. I mean, I constantly see like a survey or something like that put up. What do you think on, say, the Aquatic Center? Or what do you think about this on public safety? Or, hey, we've got an issue over here. What's this? Look at our plan for this, and what's your input on it? That is all the time done through there. And I got to be honest. Again, back to this social media. You're taking shots and making comments on things, which you're certainly allowed to do, and it's within your right as an American. But I would say, do you want to fix it, or you just feel better complaining about it? Because if you want to fix it, then these are opportunities for you to do that, and that's all I'm saying. So I mean, I get it. Some people. I just know there's people in this world that ain't happy unless they're complaining. They're just, it's like you could give them a lottery. You just won $120 million in the lottery, but I got to pay taxes and I don't want to mess with that. It's like, all right, give me that problem.
Yes.
Some people just like that.
Yep. I recognize that for sure.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll let you get to your next 37 meetings or whatever you got going on here today. But we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And I know we do our every 3 weeks, but anything that needs extra out of that,
thank you for
let
having
me know.
us extra last
anytime,
time. I appreciate
anytime.
that. With all the changes with UFO, I really appreciate you letting us come on.
And anytime we can do that more often, or whenever you need to, we're available for that.
Thank you.
All right, well, take care.
Yeah,
Don't work too hard. All right, it is 8:44. Let us. What am I on? That's the news. Okay. It just was. I had a hot second there where it just said imported nothing. I was like, all right, we're going to play audio. I don't know what it is, but it's the news. News coming up next, and also your town hall business update. Quick break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Chavez County Sheriff's Office billboard warning drunk drivers that we are watching out for you went up Wednesday across from Home Depot on Main Street in Roswell. The billboard was paid for by the Chavez County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff says he prays it makes a difference and keeps drunk and impaired drivers off the road. He says if you choose to drive impaired after seeing the warning, you will be arrested. While many businesses have reopened and restrictions have been lifted, New Mexico's top public health officials said Wednesday that the coronavirus pandemic is not over. Health Secretary Dr. Tracy Collins and Human Services Secretary Dr. David Scrace said during a briefing that their agencies are closely monitoring the spread of the more contagious Delta variant. So far, about 750 such cases have been confirmed in New Mexico. Scrace said, though, the good news for the state is that nearly 2/3 of residents 18 and older are now fully vaccinated. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 95% of people text things they could never say in person. Check your text messages. We just sent you something. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Generally fair over the next couple of days and warm temperatures, but we do have a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, and our high today should be in the mid-90s. An isolated storm this evening, partly cloudy overnight with lows near 70. Sunshine for most of the day tomorrow, our high in the mid-90s. Again, just that slight chance of a late-day thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. General Motors is telling owners of some older Chevrolet Bolts to park them outdoors and not to charge them overnight because 2 of the electric cars caught fire after recall repairs were made. The company said Wednesday that the request covers 2017 through 2019 Bolts that were part of a group that was recalled earlier due to fires in the batteries. A pre-pandemic shortage of licensed commercial drivers in the waste management industry has become worse, and now cities and companies are dealing with a shortage of workers on trash trucks. According to the Denver Post, workers in the solid waste industry were considered essential workers as COVID-19 started to spread, but now there aren't enough of them. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 44 points to close at 34,933. The Nasdaq lost 32 at 14,644. And the S&P 500 up 5 points to 4,374. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Put a little cool into your back to school with the Back to School Blowout at Roswell Honda. Saturday, July 24th from 10 to 1, Roswell Honda is classing up your back to school season with free food and drinks, jolly jumps for the kids, and tons of giveaways, including a free 12-pack just for stopping by, free AirPods with a qualified test drive, a free Target gift card with purchase, and of course, the big backpack giveaway. Stop by now and get your kids signed up. The Back to School Blowout, Saturday the 24th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control is committed to providing the most modern pest control management solutions for homes and businesses. Bob Reed can handle every aspect of pest control, from general insects to trees, shrubs, yard treatments, and commercial weed control. They're the only authorized Centricon termite elimination system operator in southeastern New Mexico. No job is too big or too small. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today. Southeastern New Mexico's pest management professionals, 623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The 85th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo is coming July 30th through August 7th. Celebrating traditions we treasure. There's something for everyone waiting for you at this year's fair. Friday, July 30th is the Hispanic Heritage Celebration. Then the horse show and mutton bustin' on Saturday. Don't miss the Lee County local team roping on Sunday. Then the swine show on Tuesday with Extreme Bulls and concert featuring Mike Ryan on Tuesday night. Wednesday, don't miss the fair and rodeo parade at 4, followed by another night of PRCA action at 7:30 and concert featuring Zach Williams at 9:30.
You got chains, he's a chain breaker.
Admission is only $10 for adults. Kids 6 to 12 are only $5, and kids 5 and under are free. With free admission to the fair on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Get more info at leecounty.net. The 85th Annual Lee County Fair, celebrating traditions we treasure. July 30th through August 7th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington. See you there.
Travis Hicks Richland Auto Group coming to you from the Twilight Zone. I don't remember being more excited about a July than I am about this one. July 4th celebrates the issuance of the Declaration of Independence, a document that pronounced the original 13 colonies in America as free from the tyranny of Great Britain. The second sentence of the Declaration states that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Isn't it amazing that 250 years later, those words still have so much meaning? Richland will be celebrating our independence from tyranny all month long. In July, your vehicle purchase at either our GM or Dodge store will come with a Bible to remind us to whom we owe our lives, an American flag to remind us that we are all free from tyranny in America, and an entry to win an AR for those who choose to celebrate and defend our pursuit of happiness. To win the gun, you can enter on our Facebook page, our website, or by buying a car this month. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Part of why you should ride for our brand, Richland, where service is job one.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You cannot snore and dream at the same time, unless you're dreaming about snoring. Here's Mike Winters.
I do all the time. Actually, what's worse is you ever wake yourself up snoring? We all have done it that snore. We've done it. Don't act like you haven't done it. We've done it. You've been, usually it's in a chair or something. It's always in front of people. It's not in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. It's when you're sitting in the living room with your family and friends, and you sack out in the chair there while everyone's watching the game, and next thing you know, and then you wake yourself up, and everyone gives you that weird look. Oh, enjoy your nap. That's usually what they say. Enjoy your nap, and they all smile at you. Why do we do that? Let the person sleep. We do it, though. Hey, don't forget, today is day one of Vitalent's 2021 Summer Battle of the Badges. The battle is on to save lives. It's today and tomorrow at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce conference room. Today from 1 to 6 p.m. and then tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. To get an appointment, please call or text Stephanie with Vitalent, 575-840-8178. They also have these flyers with the QR codes that you can scan if you see those around. But if you don't find one, just text or call Stephanie with Vitalent, 575-840-8178. 575-840-8178. Hopefully there's some appointment time still available for you and all that. So we can, they're trying to get as much blood as possible. I figure they'll get you in somehow. So, and then basically on Battle of the Badges, you donate blood like you regularly would, and then you designate whether your blood counts towards the firefighter totals or the police officer totals. So it's really fun. It's a great way to get involved, so please check it out. It's pretty cool. Also, don't forget the Roswell Independent School District will be hosting a job fair. It's going to be happening also at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce next week, July 22nd and July 23rd. It'll be in the evening on the 22nd from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And then the next morning, midday, I should say, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Again, at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They've got job openings for teaching staff at all grade levels, nurses, custodial and janitorial, substitute teachers, support staff, cafeteria workers, and much more. The RSD career ladder is all. It's all you can get in on those career ladders and be a part of it for educational assistance, alternative licensing, teachers, and more. With that through the RSD career ladder program, where if you have a college degree in something else and you want to pursue a career in teaching instead, maybe you get it. I got my degree in marketing, and turned out I didn't like marketing too much, and now you can use that, go be a teacher, and through their tuition covers, all that, they help you, get certified while teaching and making money and really all that stuff. So you can speak with representatives about all of that stuff. Again, that's going to be taking place the 22nd and 23rd, both dates at the Roswell Chamber, 6 to 8:30 on the 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on July 23rd. So get out there, and if you're looking for work right now, there's lots of opportunities. I mean, we just had Juanita in from the city talking about the bevy of positions available through the city, RASD. I mean, jobs are everywhere. So get those resumes together. Get out there and start putting those careers to work for you. Also, coming up here on Saturday, August 7th, the Chaves County Health Expo 2021 is happening. Yes, the Chaves County Health Council, once again, it's going to be a hybrid event this year. It's going to be at 2 locations. It's all completely free. The 3rd annual Chaves County Health Expo, it'll be a hybrid event with videos shared to their Facebook page, the Chaves County Health, and their YouTube channel. They're going to have in-person drive-through booths that will be held throughout the community, really at 2 different locations. And I call it the domes. You go to the domes on August 7th. They're going to have stuff on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, the Green Dome there, outside there, and then at the Chaves County admin offices there, 1 St. Mary's Place on the south end, the Green Dome there, outside both events. So they'll have stuff at the Health Expo for both of those places, and they'll be providing information to the community. They'll be doing prizes offered for participation, all that kind of stuff. So more coming. Follow the Chaves County Health Council on Facebook to stay up to date on updates and things through this fair. But mark it on your calendars. Saturday, August 7th from 9 a.m. till noon is the Chaves County Health Expo 2021. Hybrid online through the Chaves County Health Council's YouTube and Facebook pages, and then events planned at both of the domes, the Chaves County Courthouse lawn and outside in front of the Chaves County admin building on the south end. Also, in case you hadn't heard, the Chaves County Courthouse lawn will be filled once again, or is being filled once again, with delicious produce and items. Each Saturday morning, Main Street Roswell's Farmers Market is in full swing every Saturday morning, at least through October 9th. They're going to be out on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn from 7 a.m. till 11, offering delicious, fresh local produce from our farms and gardens from across the community here. They've got nonprofits and other organizations, got events and things and booths set up out there. You can buy and purchase and check out all kinds of stuff, not just produce, but and get involved with some other great organizations too. But as I say every time I talk about the community garden farmers market, the pro tip is, if you're there for produce, if you're there like, I got to stock up on some, I got to make sure I get my squash and my chili and what have you, get there at 7. Closer to 7, the better. That's when the better produce things, because the early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the early bird gets the produce. And it's just a pro tip. Now, they got a lot of great stuff up until 11. So if you sleep in, no biggie, come on out. But if you're hankering for a certain veggie or a certain piece of fruit or certain thing, it's in season, make sure you get there early just so you have a better selection. That's just a tip I always suggest. And then, of course, Artesia does theirs later that morning too, so you can always kind of go and do, you know how they do the yard sale hopping around town? You can kind of do that with farmers market. You go to Roswell and then Artesia, hit theirs, and then on your way back, go up and hit the Graves Farm and all those, and you could just walk away with a whole sack full of great produce and things if you play your cards right. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. We're going to replay our interview with the sheriff next hour. Town Hall News next. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The employment numbers continue to improve. The Labor Department reports applications for jobless benefits dropped 26,000 last week to 360,000, and that is the lowest level since the pandemic hit last year. Watch your bank account or your mailbox. Starting today, millions of American households will be getting their first monthly child tax credit payments.
The payments to more than 30 million families are part of the coronavirus relief package, and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the direct deposits will start hitting bank accounts today.
This is just extra money that's going into people's bank accounts who need help the most.
From now until the end of the year, qualified families will receive a payment of up to $300 per month for each child under age 6 and up to $250 per month for older children. Greg Clugston, the White House.
President Biden has met with Senate Democrats pushing his $3.5 trillion spending agenda, money for infrastructure, climate change initiatives, and a range of social programs. Republicans favor a more austere $1 trillion plan that would specifically target traditional infrastructure projects. Cleanup, the order of the day, across parts of central Iowa, blasted by severe thunderstorms, at least 2 tornadoes last night. High water rescues in parts of Arizona, where torrential rains have unleashed flash flooding. Dramatic video from the scene showing vehicles being carried away by the raging water. And in the West, the wildfire nightmare continues. At least 70 fires burning in the midst of the drought and record-setting heat wave. 3 weeks since the disaster in Surfside, Florida, the death toll in the condo tower collapse has risen to 97. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 1 point, the Nasdaq down 90 points, and the S&P is off 13. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes? So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage maker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
There are fatalities and dozens of people are missing in Germany after heavy flooding turned streams and streets into raging torrents, sweeping away cars and causing some buildings to collapse.
Police are still releasing details as we speak, really, because this happened overnight. We've had heavy rains over the past few days across Germany, but particularly in this area of Western Germany, which is very heavily populated. You have a number of rivers going in various directions. They've been flooded. What we know so far is at least 4 people are dead, but it seems that more than 30 are missing. So it is a very serious situation. Police have called it a state of emergency in a number of areas. They're calling on people to stay at home or to move to higher floors, and we're already seeing people on their roofs waiting for rescue.
The BBC's Damien McGuinness. The full extent of the damage unclear. Many villages cut off by floodwaters and landslides and made roads impassable. News and analysis, townhall.com. Benzene in the sunscreen, prompting a Johnson & Johnson recall.
The chemical benzene can cause cancer with repeated exposure. The affected products packaged in aerosol cans are Aveeno Protect Refresh Aerosol Sunscreen and 4 Neutrogena sunscreen versions, Beach Defense Aerosol Sunscreen, Cool Dry Sport, Invisible Daily Defense, and Ultra Sheer Aerosol Sunscreen. Johnson & Johnson said it's unlikely users would be harmed, and the company voluntarily decided to recall them. The recall includes all can sizes and all levels of SPF or sun protection factor. Consumers can contact the company for a refund. I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
California lawmakers expected to vote today on a guaranteed income scheme providing money to low-income people, no strings attached. $35 million for that initiative in this year's state budget. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody. I got a question, and I don't know, maybe it's just how things pop up in my world, but for the last almost week now,
okay,
at least the end of last week, like Thursday, Friday of last week,
okay,
ever since then, I've been seeing this same story about everyone walking out of a Burger King in some place.
Yeah.
And they're sharing the same story everywhere. And it sounds like the franchisee Burger King where the guy didn't fix the air conditioning or something and all the employees walked out or something along those lines.
They put on the sign, we all quit, we apologize for the inconvenience or something like that.
My question is, why is the story still in the ether and the spotlight a whole week later? That it just seems like, why that story?
My thought behind that is that people pick up on it at different times. Like I tend to watch I watch a lot of YouTube, so I see like news aggregators and stuff like that, and so I get these stories like right away. We're in radio, so we usually hear these stories right off.
Like I was seeing it online last week, and then over the weekend I think I saw it on one or two official news sources. Then this morning I heard it on Lou Dobbs' deal this morning,
okay,
and then KOAT sharing it on Facebook this morning. I was like, this was like a week ago I heard about
Let me tell you why this is happening to you.
Okay,
you're old.
Yeah, that I am.
So here's what I mean by that. Most people consume our media through like one source.
Yeah.
Like YouTube or, Snap, Insta, whatever. Especially the young people. They, tend to get their news, whatever, and then they go. You, on the other hand, and part of it's because you work in radio and you are been bombarded by media on a consistent basis. So you heard on Lou Dobbs because his channels just picked up on it, and so it became a story to them.
Yeah.
KOAT ran it because they probably had some extra time at the end of the broadcast.
Maybe that was their water skiing day,
squirrel.
and they're just maybe that's it. They're just
that squirrel can water
because
ski.
they're treating it like it's a big story,
right.
And I start reading it and doing everything. I'm like, it's bad for everything there, but why is it nationally all over the place? It just seems not relevant.
What's more messed up than anything else about that whole thing is all that did for me is I really, really want a Whopper now. Like I'm like, wow, I want a Whopper. Dang, that sounds good.
Have you tried their chicken sandwich?
The new one? No, I have not.
I haven't either. I mean, their marketing has tempted me because they like the marketing is all like, we've outdid our own Whopper, and I'm like, that's a bold statement.
It is.
Let's but I just haven't done it yet.
It's just I feel like McDonald's like hit the perfect home run with their chicken sandwich.
Yeah, this is it.
And when I look at the sandwich on the menu at the BK, it looks intimidating to me.
It looks big.
That's what it is. It looks like it's too much chicken for the sandwich that I would prefer. I doubt it's going to be that big, but
I've never in my life ever said this thing has too much meat in it. I've never ever said that.
That statement's never.
So I don't see that being a problem.
Well, okay, when I go to Burger King and I get like a Whopper, for example, the meat is good. I like the flame broiled meat and all that, but to me, it's more about the toppings. Bun, they don't have a really very good bun, but the toppings that they use for the Whopper specifically is like the perfect burger combination. Not even with cheese, just without cheese, just the way it comes is perfect.
Well, I've always had a problem with that.
Yeah?
Cheese. Why do I mean, it should just come with cheese.
It should just be the standard?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but some people lactose intolerant.
Well, then you say no cheese, please. But if for me, when I say I want a burger, I assume cheese comes on it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's standard protocol.
Some would argue.
Well,
I on the other hand,
those people are like what you like to call wrong.
This is that argument of, should I have to press 9 for English or should I have to press 9 for Spanish? It's kind of that argument of which side is right.
And then they're going to be like, well, it's a cheeseburger. It's called a hamburger. No, it's called a Whopper. That's what it's called, a Whopper.
Let's clarify right now. They're called steamed hams, all right? Steamed hams.
It's a hamburger, not a cheeseburger. No, it's a Whopper. A Whopper. It doesn't define whether it's a hamburger or cheeseburger.
But you can also get
a Whopper should come with cheese.
But you can also get a Whopper with cheese.
I shouldn't have to say with cheese. It should automatically be. I should say I want a Whopper without cheese.
So the problem here is that you feel entitled as a cheese lover.
As majority
and don't get me
rule.
wrong, I love a good fromage myself. I am a fan of a fine fromage.
I call this majority rule. And sorry, majority does rule in the world. It just does. And the majority want cheese on the burger. So
But again,
don't make us ask for cheese. Just put the cheese on it. If you don't want the cheese, be specific.
This is regionalized majority, because I feel like if you ask, Americans, sure.
Well, that's who invented this thing.
Well, that's who matters.
The cheeseburger is America, Jack. I ain't going to French and ask me if they put cheese on their frog wall, do I? I ain't.
Look. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, the true inventors of the fast food hamburger itself, White Castle. Really?
Inventor?
Well,
I think Ray Kroc would have a little
No,
say.
the fast food hamburger. The very, very first fast food hamburger ever was White Castle.
Wasn't Ray
Look it up.
Kroc's
Look it up.
McDonald's? I haven't looked at it. I'll take your word for it.
It was. So that burger did not standard come with cheese. Its standard came on a bed of onions.
And how many White Castles do you see now?
There's a few.
Not many.
Fair enough.
The people who put cheese on it, they're thriving.
Okay, now let's go to your example. Let's go to the McDonald brothers. And when Ray Kroc discovered the McDonald hamburger stand, they have their standard burger, their 15-cent burger was a hamburger.
Yeah, but guess what they were ordering?
Hamburgers?
The cheeseburger.
No, at the time, I don't think they even had the cheeseburger.
Oh, I bet it showed up pretty quick.
Probably. But the point is, the original is a hamburger.
Well, then I will make the point that we used to be apes, and we've evolved to being better. The Whopper, the hamburger, has evolved. Now we're having cheese on it. That's the way it goes.
I'm not winning this. You know what? I'm just gonna have to agree to disagree with you and say different strokes for different folks, I guess, because I do like cheese on a burger on occasion.
All I'm saying is, if you're gonna have the Whopper, it should just come with cheese, and don't make me say with cheese, because every time everybody goes to Burger King and orders a Whopper, they say, "Do you want cheese?" They could save that whole statement because 99% of people say yes.
I'm gonna argue efficiency now. Whopper with cheese. Whopper without cheese. That is so many more syllables. That's like a whole extra syllable to say out.
Well,
so if
you're so weird that you want a burger without cheese on it,
you're requiring more syllability out of me just to ask for no cheese than for you to ask with cheese.
You choose to buck the system, more work on you.
I think we got. Let's get the
Whopper, no cheese, please.
That's all you got to say.
Up top.
That's all you got to say.
Up top.
How many extra syllables was that? It wasn't. And it wasn't hard to say. He just blew your argument out of the water.
Yeah, I thought he was just telling me his preference. I thought you were coming in here and telling me your preference.
He can prefer it. That's fine. But most people don't. That's all I'm saying. So go with the majority and just put cheese on the Whopper.
I'm going to go do country radio. People are sick.
That's why it's called Mornings with Mike Winters. 9:14, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Generally fair over the next couple of days and warm temperatures, but we do have a slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, and our high today should be in the mid-90s. An isolated storm this evening, partly cloudy overnight with lows near 70. Sunshine for most of the day tomorrow, our high in the mid-90s. Again, just that slight chance of a late-day thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 69% with southwest winds at 7 miles per hour. There is a 30% chance of showers today, this afternoon, and pretty much every afternoon for the foreseeable future. They do say for today and tonight, some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy otherwise with a high of 93 today. East winds 5 to 10. 20% tonight as well. Once again, some storms produce heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 70 with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny for you Friday with a high of 95. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at the weekend, a 30% chance of rain Saturday afternoon, mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 94. Sunday, a 30% chance of rain for the afternoon, partly cloudy, a high of 92. And more of the same for next week. We got like 40-50% chance of rain for Monday and Tuesday with highs in the low 90s, upper 80s. So we'll see how that shapes up between now and then. Hey, real quick before we take a break, the annual folk pageant with reenactors portraying Billy the Kid's last escape in the notorious Lincoln County War is back. Old Lincoln Days will be happening Friday, August 6th through Sunday, August 8th in the beautiful village of Lincoln, New Mexico. Yes, it is the annual Billy the Kid pageant. They do it every year with reenactors portraying Billy the Kid's last escape and the notorious Lincoln County War. It's great. The actual script they write it that they use was written back by people that lived and was here during the Lincoln County War. So pretty cool. They also the pageant performances will be Friday night and Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. August 6th and 7th, and then Sunday August 8th at 3 p.m. Also included in your ticket price is a concert at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday night. They will be having the Clay Mack Band. They're from Deming. And then Sunday's concert will begin at 1:30, and that features Susie Weber-Hildman and Olivia and Dan Hildman as well. Tickets are available at the gate beginning 10 a.m. each morning. Admission is only $10 for adults. Kids 6 through 12 are $6. Kids 5 and under are free. Yeah, if you've never been out to Lincoln for Old Lincoln Days, make a trip. It's really cool. It's really the history, the fun, the food, everything's just great. Get on out there. The music, it's all fun. Again, August 6th through the 8th in the village of Lincoln. All right, 9:17. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then, as promised earlier in the week, our replay of Sheriff Mike Harrington's interview. He joined us Friday. He actually announced his candidacy for sheriff, and then we had an update on just things they're seeing around the county. So our interview with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Charles Eastless on the other side. Don't go away.
The days are filled with the smell of barbecue and the sound of kids playing in the pool. The nights are filled with the flash of fireworks. Yeah, it's tailgate season in Roswell, and here at the Tailgate Nation, we're doing our best to help your family make the most of it. Roswell Ford has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico, starting at just $5,000. We're talking premium, late model cars, trucks, and SUVs you'll be proud to own and delighted to drive. Each one has passed a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy without being shy. Right now, your trade-in has never been worth more, so if you're upside down, this might be the time for you to get right side up again. Or consider selling your current vehicle. Roswell Ford is paying top dollar for good, clean, used cars and trucks. So why not stop by and see what it's worth? It's tailgate season and America calling. Begin your family adventure with a fresh new ride from the Tailgate Nation, Roswell Ford, at the corner of 9th and Main.
One of the most devastating effects of the 6-year-long World War II was the children who were orphaned. Thousands upon thousands of little children were left with no one to care for them. So many of them were left crying late into the night, calling out for mommy and daddy. One orphanage tried something new that would help the children sleep through the night. They sent them to bed with a loaf of bread. Guess what? It worked. The bread represented stability, or at least one more meal for the next day. While we're not left orphaned after World War II, we often lay down at night restless from an ever-changing world. Maybe we need to go to bed with some bread. Jesus told his followers, "I am the bread of life." For us, Jesus is our stability factor. He is the promise of a better tomorrow. The Bible tells us that if we give our anxieties and worries and requests to God, He will give us peace that is beyond understanding. So this week, give your unrest to God. He will give you peace.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Ketchup was used as a medicine back in the 1930s. Mike uses ketchup to make friends. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff number 2. I got to do it. It's kind of a tradition at this point. Charles East was with us this morning. Morning, gentlemen. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Well, first off, have you gotten any sleep anytime soon between the two of you here?
Sleep. No. Very little sleep.
I hope maybe this weekend you might be able to squeeze a couple hours in. But I know yourself and well, really all law enforcement agencies in the region have been pretty busy this last, since COVID. But it seems like there's no, I guess, slowdown in just things, between accidents and shootings, and obviously mental health is a big concern, and even though we're coming out of the pandemic,
we've seen an increase.
Those problems aren't going away until we've addressed them.
We've seen an increase in mental health illness after the COVID, and we can't say that it was because of one thing or another, but we can say that it has truly exploded, and there is very little help out there.
Gotcha.
And those who have mental illness not all of them believe that they have a mental illness, so it's hard to get them to go voluntarily anywhere. So
it's like an addict. A lot of times an addict doesn't want to admit they're an addict. They're like, they got it under control, but you and I know that's not the case.
No, that's not the case. And so for us, we're seeing an uptick in crimes against people, and that's our homicides. And yesterday, the city of Roswell had a homicide yesterday morning. Last night, we had a homicide in the outskirts in the county or the country, and it's something else. And drugs and mental illness and other things are a big factor in all of this. And it's just hard for us, especially the one that happened last night, to see a family member attack a family member and kill him. It's just crazy. Somebody who's trying to help you, you turn on them and you do that.
It's hard for someone to wrap their head around that.
Yeah,
but
it happens
when you follow the clues, follow the trail, and follow the progression. And unfortunately, most of the time we don't learn this till after the fact.
Right. Yeah.
Then it kind of makes sense. Yeah. But when you come in from the outside, which obviously you as law enforcement do on all these cases, it's you just see the tragedy, and then you have to work back to put the pieces together to see where the real tragedy is sometimes on this.
That's correct.
But I do, before we talk, because I know some people want to know some information on some of these past cases and things like that. Before we go down into that area, this is the biggest secret in town. But you do have an announcement you want to make sure we'll make it official here, so people can stop going, you heard it, all right. Let's address the elephant in the room, I guess.
That is correct. So I wanted to do this on your radio station because I do appreciate you, and
thank you.
You get the truth out there.
I appreciate that.
And you have a great following, and so I wanted to make it very clear to everyone who listens to this and everyone who is going to be told about this that I am running for re-election for Chaves County Sheriff.
All right.
I have already started my campaign, and if they want to know more about that, they can go to the Mike Harrington for Chaves County Sheriff Facebook page, and I would ask that they follow that they get on there. As you know, you can't put anything about your campaigning on the sheriff's page, and I'm not going to do that, but I do want them to know that I do have the Chaves County, Mike Harrington for Chaves County Sheriff's Facebook page.
So if you want to volunteer, get beyond any of the team to support your re-election campaign, you'll go through that Facebook page. Anything else Chaves County Sheriff's related, continue to go through the Sheriff's Department page.
And I also post everything that I post on the Chaves County Sheriff's Office page. I post that on the Mike Harrington for Sheriff page. as well as my personal page, because I want to reach as many people as we can.
That's information that needs to be known by everybody, whether you want to vote for the sheriff or not.
Absolutely. And so, you know, and one of the big things about running for re-election, you know, we're going to be out campaigning, we're going to be doing fundraisers, we're going to be doing a lot of things, and we've already started that, and it's very important.
Absolutely. So. And well, I know, and I always have this as a joke because the sheriff starts about a year before everybody else when it comes to And so my question is, if because I've seen them. If you're still got your window sticker from last time, go ahead and keep it on now. Keep it up. But
and I'll be putting more of those out.
Yeah, so you got update new ones coming out.
Yeah, so
we have new ones going.
We're going to be
but I
putting
still
those
see
out.
them. Every once in a while I'm driving around. Oh, there's another Sheriff from Mike Harrington sticker.
So like at the fair, we'll have the Chaves County Sheriff's Office booth, as well as the Mike Harrington for Chaves County Sheriff booth.
And then what we'll do is, you know, as we get closer to election times and all that, it probably a little early now, but we'll set up a time outside of our normal talking sheriff stuff, just to campaign and do the politics side of being a sheriff versus just the sheriff side.
And that's the thing. And until then, follow that Mike Harrington for Chaves County Sheriff's Facebook page. But this is my official announcement that
thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to seek being reelected as sheriff, and I'm going to tell you this: I've got so much to do. Let me tell you what I have done in this time of the 2.5 years that we're at right now. We have accomplished so much within this county.
I'm going to put you on the spot real quick.
Yes,
not too bad, but like if someone asked you right now today, which I guess I am, what's the thing you're most proud of as your time sheriff this time? And the part two is, what's the thing in your crawl that you want to make sure you get done next term? I'm sure you've got both of those.
I do. And so there's two things that I'm proud of. One is the relationship with this community is top notch. We have reached out to this community by being involved in every community event that there is, also being involved and being reachable and talking to everybody who wants to talk. We have really grown a great relationship with this community, and that's all of Chaves County.
Sure.
You know, I can go anywhere and I will talk to you everywhere, and you can ask my wife, my family. They just grab the basket and continue shopping because I'll stop and talk. I'll stop and talk for hours. So
I know that thing.
Yes,
and it's my wife at Walmart.
Yes,
she's
absolutely.
a school teacher.
Yes,
and I don't care. You think like I'm the radio guy? People would kind of no. I go to Walmart. Mrs. And they call her out, and the kids come, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go be in the sodas and continue on.
You go ahead.
I know that feeling.
And I'm like, you just leave the wallet here, though. Leave the wallet here.
Right?
I'm just kidding, but no, but so
brought back community policing.
But our community,
really have.
Our community policing has been one of the best things. The other thing that I'm very proud of, and because of the relationship that we have with the senators, the state senators and the state representatives and other people within this community, we have, and this is just right now, we have 23 new vehicles for the Chaves County Sheriff's Office that we have. We have 5 more that we're getting ready to receive.
Gotcha.
Once we find some, because there's no trucks on any lots anywhere.
Well, COVID and everything else has put supply and demand.
They had to build the
silicone, right?
Stuff.
That's the problem. Is the silicone plants?
We don't know
for the chips.
And
they got all these new trucks and vehicles sitting in empty lots waiting on silicone chips.
So
that's what I've heard.
So we have been, and this comes from the capital outlay grants, the junior bill grants that the senators and state representatives have lobbied for us, and so we're very thankful for that. And the other thing that I'm very thankful for is that this community, because of our relationship with them, we have received donations from the community, which has bought us our uniforms, has paid for the graphics on the trucks,
the K9,
has paid for our K9 unit. Has
that's just private.
It's
folks
just
wanting to help and support their law enforcement.
It cost almost $10,000 to get everybody boots, and we've never bought boots for any deputy in my 25 years of being with the sheriff's office. But because I changed uniforms, some of these younger guys, to go buy another set of boots for $169 is tough.
It cuts right into the budget.
We are the lowest paid sheriff's office. I'm telling you that they're in this area of New Mexico. We are the lowest paid sheriff's office. And so what we wanted to do was reach out, and I'm going to tell you, the community came in and gave us $10,000.
Oh, that's very
to buy what
offset
we need.
that cost and
offset it.
Let the officers have the tools to do their job, and so save their money for their bills and food.
And let me tell you what that has done. And this is what I'm really excited about having been able to do, is we changed the look of the Chaves County Sheriff's Office, from the vehicles to the uniforms, and the people of Chaves County now see us.
Yeah.
They now know we exist.
Now know that we exist. And it's not
You're
just
absolutely
because
right,
of the visibility of the uniform and the cars, but it's also the guys and ladies that we have working for us. And we just hired 2 more females here just this month.
Awesome.
And so we are expanding in every direction, but we have allowed these deputies to go out and work. And, you've seen a Facebook post that was on one of our deals where we had our deputies out. You've seen I put it out there where our deputies were at the UFO festival. We had them out patrolling the UFO festival because 2 reasons. One, we have people coming in from everywhere. We want them to know that there is a law enforcement presence within this community.
That's you're the beacon in the storm.
It takes all agencies to help each other out with a large
to do this.
group like that.
The other thing is we want our deputies to be at community events.
Sure.
So they
joking and talking and having fun with
community
the community.
policing.
So you see them, they posed with the aliens at the UFO festival.
Yeah.
Well, one person gets on there and he says, "This is not acceptable. These deputies should be out patrolling. They should be working. Deputies should only be outside of the city limits." Ridiculous.
Yep.
The Roswell, New Mexico is inside of Chaves County. The sheriff is going to be all over this county, and that includes Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, Duncan, wherever it is that Chaves County, all 6,100 square miles.
You vote for a county commissioner, you
that's
go,
right.
You get the same services as it gets people
same services
within their city limits or without. Doesn't matter.
Right.
And speaking on that, our relationship with the Roswell Police Department is unbelievable. I meet with the chief. I just met with him the other day as well. We went out and did we were judges for a rib barbecuing contest, and
if you need help there, let me know.
Well, I will tell you, there was nothing but a pile of bones with nothing on them after I was
That's where
done.
Rank had his privileges.
Yeah.
So now I gotta ask, who's the better rib eater, the guy from Boston or the guy from New Mexico?
Well, I'm gonna have to admit I'm probably that guy. But you could have put those bones in a museum. There wasn't.
He might have you on the baked beans because they know a thing or two about beans. But the ribs, I think we got him here.
And my problem was by the time you're done, you can't go back and sample which one was the best. So I thought they were all great, but I'm a rib guy, so that's a good thing. But going back to that, like I said, the relationship with us, and right now Dexter, Hagerman, and Lake Arthur, these are all friends of ours.
Yeah,
and it's easy to communicate with them and talk to them and say, "Hey, look, all we want to do is the sheriff's office." With every one of your agencies is to make sure that you go home at the end of the day and that we go home at the end of the day.
Y'all have the same purpose.
We have the same purpose. We're going to make sure.
We all want a great community.
Yep, we're going to make sure this community is safe. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that it is safe. But at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that our guys go home.
Yeah.
And that's important.
I would guess, too, is being from here in New Mexico, and you're obviously more qualified to answer this, but I'm thinking, because we live in a rural area and an area where there's a whole lot of nothing,
that cohesion has to happen because you guys are working multiple sites together when it's outside there and things. Whereas back east,
that's right.
You know, it's more urban, more so they're more
into cities,
and so they're a little bit more picky on their jurisdictions and things. You know what I mean? Because they all have roughly probably the same amenities and resources. Where that's not the case here.
We're limited on manpower.
You guys are geared up for certain things, so there's probably things that you deal with better with in the rural parts that the more urban city stuff isn't handled, and vice versa. You know, and so you guys work together, pull resources, pull all of that, and because it just makes sense to do that.
One of the things that I see, especially here in the southeastern part of New Mexico, and this is, I know all the other surrounding sheriffs, the sheriff's department, the Roswell Police Department, the state police, and all these other agencies, everyone's humble. It's not that we want the credit for anything. We don't fight over who made the arrest or who investigated the scene. All we care is that it was done right.
As long as at the end of the day we got the bad
guy is caught,
and that's how I am.
Win for everybody.
That's one of my things.
Yeah.
And you'll see, I give credit to agencies who come and that we go and assist, or they come and assist us, and that's important.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to know that the Chaves County Sheriff Department is in full swing. We're doing a great job. My deputies are out there, and if people have any questions or would like to have us come out to one of their events, all they have to do is call us.
Reach out
to us.
Shoot a message on the Facebook page or call the sheriff's department.
Absolutely.
Or some, you're one of the few that has the sheriff's number, reach out that way, whatever it is.
Everybody knows my number. 575-626-8915. All you got to do is call me. And
don't crank call the sheriff. He's going to figure that one out. He does have some tools.
We also have some tools to find out where that came from. So, be reserved.
Let me tell you, I get enough calls telling me that my insurance is about to expire, or how the Chaves County Sheriff's Office is wanting you to send them money, and I'm like, oh yes,
you should
get Social Security number's about to expire.
So you're raising money for the Sheriff's Department,
we get them all these different
those we like
scams.
to keep on the line for a little while.
I would imagine.
Oh, believe us, we keep them on the line forever until they finally get mad and hang up on us.
Exactly.
Or the radio goes off because you didn't turn it down. They heard that and then they shut it down.
They figured out like, you better beat cheeks on this one. So.
But let's get on with the questions that people have.
Yes. Okay. Now, first one I got was the Bronco on Country Club. I guess it hit a tree or another vehicle.
Club,
yes,
What happened to that one? That was one someone asked me about.
That was a single car accident.
Okay.
And it appears that the driver either had a medical condition or fell asleep.
Okay.
And just ran into that tree. And luckily, did not receive a lot of injury.
Good.
Because of the way he was slumped over, the airbag didn't hit him head on. It looks like he went over to the side.
So he kind of missed.
He kind of missed that.
The impact from that.
So that was what happened there, and that's one of the things that we're seeing a lot of is people are pushing themselves. They're driving when they're tired.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving when they're intoxicated. There's a lot of things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this on Highway 70.
Northeast?
Going to Clovis, but also going to Tatum and going to Ruidoso. The sun is a big factor as well.
You ain't lying.
Right now, let me tell you, even
early in the morning, it's deadly.
Even going down any street that runs east and west in Roswell, New Mexico, like McGaffey or Alameda, you cannot see.
Yeah.
And if you have just the littlest amount of dust on your windshield,
it magnifies it.
It's like you're driving in fog.
Yeah, you're right.
So, we're seeing more and more accidents because of that.
Pro tip, if you're driving west to Tucson or Phoenix, don't pick like 4 p.m. to start that journey.
Yes.
We've made that drive early in the morning.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to be like, I can't see.
If you're going west,
forever.
If you're going west, leave early morning when the sun's coming up in the east, and vice versa. If you're going out of town, go, and you're going east, do it when the sun is setting. Because it's very dangerous, especially when people are trying to look into the sun, and because that, especially going out towards Tatum, it is a 2-lane highway and people are getting hit head on.
Yeah.
Because people are trying to pass a truck. If you can't see past the truck that you're trying to pass, slow down.
Yeah.
Give yourself more space to where you can see the whole thing, and then.
And
pass.
distances can be deceiving when you're
Yeah.
gauging. Like, oh, I see a truck. He's
I see
way
it.
down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
They're coming fast. They're doing 70 miles an hour. You're doing 70 miles an hour. This way it happens quick.
And
the hills are deceiving.
You may see the vehicle that's on the other side of the dip that you don't see, and there's a car coming
and
up,
unfortunately,
or a truck.
That's usually when these problems happen or something.
And
so.
we all know going towards Tatum, that is a very hilly, up and down, and the sun right now makes it look like there's no dip, and you start to pass, and there comes a car out of that dip, and you're going to get killed.
Yeah, that's a rough 70 stretch between here and Tatum. That's 70 miles there between, and just be.
I wish
be careful.
they would turn that into a 4-lane. I don't know why.
It's one of those things they need. It's kind of like the other way when you're going to Ruidoso. And remember when that was just 2-lane the whole way? How many? I think every summer someone's dying in that in that valley there.
Absolutely.
And they made it 4-lane, and all those problems for the most part went away. I mean, every once in a while, but
you have animals and things like that.
I
think we'd have the same issue if we made it 4-lane from here to Tatum. I
agree.
I know that's not high on other people's money list.
Even,
well, just the other side of Tatum turns to a 4-lane.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll even tell you this: if they would do like Texas does, right? That's what we all say anyway. But if they would do like Texas and these other places, that every mile or every 2 miles,
there's little pass lanes.
There's a little passing lane.
Right.
Even if you can't afford to go in and put in a whole nother 2 lanes, you can do every 2 miles a passing lane for a mile.
And that'll give people a safe option to do that.
To do that, and really get you past those bigger trucks. Get you past those. And especially coming into the summer right now, we're going to have a lot of trucks that are doing agricultural stuff, full of the silage and other things.
Yeah, so they're going to be.
People are impatient. They're not patient. So we're going to go around them.
Whipping through.
And they're worried about their windshields.
Yeah, they don't get the rocks.
Yeah,
believe me. Right.
Yeah,
I've already replaced a windshield once this summer.
Yeah, every trip we go out of town, we're probably buying another one. Yeah. And especially like what happened with us here in Chaves County, when the road department went out and put gravel down to do chip seal, and there's no oil. So they weren't able to come back and put the oil down. All of a sudden, now you have all these major roads where it's gravel.
Yeah.
And it was breaking windshields
and
doing things. All
rocks flying left and right.
Yeah, rocks flying. So we avoid those roads. So then your other roads that weren't your major roads are all worn out now because everybody went down
took
those roads.
Sure, yeah.
And
so Roku's got their work cut out for them this upcoming season here. Absolutely. I want to ask. This is me because I saw and I asked the mayor about theirs yesterday, but I saw in the. I think the Albuquerque News or the KOB or one of those. Yeah. They were talking about the state police, how they retired like 8 of their canines that were the marijuana.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not useful anymore. How's the sheriff's department? I know since we got those, are those dogs?
They're not even.
They're not trained for
Gotcha.
marijuana.
They saw ahead too and said, "Hey, the writing on the wall. These are going to be obsolete dogs.
Right.
We're going to focus on the opiates or the more heavier."
And that's the same thing with the ones the Roswell Police Department.
Yeah. And that's what the mayor said. So I kind of thought, but I was like, well, let me ask what you guys are going on there.
So ours
too.
is, and let me tell you, we're looking at getting another canine as well.
Okay.
So that's something that we're gonna try to get into place, and they really make a difference whenever it's amazing. Well,
it makes people honest real quick.
2 things. Yeah, it will make a person. It will make a person
you can
tell
fool
on
a person,
themselves.
but not the dog.
The dog is going to out
the dog is going to get you. Yeah, and so we really truly need that right now, especially with the governor passing the legalization of marijuana without having places that actually sell marijuana.
Yeah.
So who's going to be growing that? Who's going to be selling that?
Sure.
It's still going to be the same groups. And now that it's legal to have it, you can go up and get it, but it's still got to be transported from somewhere else.
Sure.
And so we're dealing with a whole different. But as they're bringing that over, heroin, and fentanyl,
and that's where the dogs will help in.
Yeah.
It's not to go get.
trained.
It's not to get the guy with a dime bag stashed in his glove box.
Right.
It's to get the guy that's got 20 kilos stuffed under the gas tank. That's why we're trying to get
it's still
these done.
against the law. And let me tell you this, and this is one of the things that people need to understand. The federal law says marijuana is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the state of New Mexico says it's legal doesn't mean that DEA can't come in and arrest you.
Sure.
And so for us, if you have a massive amount, it's going to go federal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're doing, and like I said,
because you're a trafficker at that point.
Yeah, you're no longer, this isn't personal use.
Yeah.
This is, you're doing things, but when you pass a law, but you don't have a plan in place of who's going to actually sell it, can't go to Town and Country or Stripes and buy it, so where are they going to get it? And the only places right now that are out there are your medical marijuana facilities. They're trying to do the right way and start doing sales, maybe.
But I'm guessing you get a lot of people that maybe have a card. They go buy it and then turn around and sell it for 3 times the price on the street. Get their money back. And now the marijuana grade, I guess, is probably pretty clean and good because it's medical grade. But it's getting into the wrong hands instead of the hands that need it or supposed to have it. You know,
supposed to have it. So that's where we're at on that. But I can tell you that not very much thought went into.
They're kind of leaving you all holding the bag on how to enforce this. Yeah.
So
and
same
that's,
thing.
So I guess really your focus is trying to catch the DUI side.
The DUI
that's
getting
the big portion that we're concerned
people
about.
under the influence of it while driving and doing things they ain't supposed to be doing.
Here's the thing about DUI with marijuana. There is no way to measure the amount.
Yeah, you can't do a blow test or a breathalyzer.
All it does is test your blood, and if you have it in your system, you are guilty of DWI.
You're considered to be impaired.
But if you smoked a week ago, it's going to be in your system.
It's going to be in your system.
Even though you're not high, so you're not impaired. So that's not an accurate way to measure if you're impaired or not.
Exactly. So that's where, and if a person says, you know what, I'm not taking your tests, but we get, and this may be their felony level DWI, which is more than so many, then we take them for blood, and it comes back with just the positive of marijuana is DWI.
Gotcha.
So
it's not practical.
So it's going to be hard to.
Well, usually, like the eyes is your big indicator for folks under the influence. Usually, like if those eyes are doing crazy things, all right, that's an indicator.
We do VGN.
Marijuana is up and down. Their eyes go crazy. Alcohol side to side.
Gotcha.
Plus, if they've been smoking it, you just stick out your tongue and it looks like an alien, right? It's green. It's green.
Okay.
We stick out your tongue. There it is, man. We see you've been smoking it. You know,
and if you got a cartoon-sized bag of Funyuns in your front seat, that might be an indicator.
Or if you're allergic to it, like I am,
you're gonna know right away.
I can walk up to a car and I start sneezing 10 times,
and you're like, I know what's going on.
I'm the backup dog.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
But Trick Me will get you.
Look at my
eyes. When is that? I was looking right there on your deal. The Battle
of the Badges. That's next Thursday, Friday.
So,
while we
okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Chavez County. I mean,
the blood drive.
Yeah, the Vitalant United Blood Services. They do their annual Battle of the Badges event. Next Thursday and Friday will be Roswell, Chavez Counties.
I'm already scheduled for Friday.
Okay,
that's why I was trying to see the date on that.
Yeah, it's next Thursday, July 15th from 1 to 6. Next Friday, July 16th from 9 to 1 at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
You can call Stephanie with Vitalant 575-840-8178 and scan and sign up to donate blood. If you see this flyer around town, they got the little QR codes. You can just scan, and I think one's for Thursday, one's for Friday.
You can set up your appointment.
And then once you get there on your day, then you'll decide whether your pint goes to the firefighters or to the law enforcement.
Well, I'm set up for Friday, and I was just trying to make sure I wasn't missing it right now.
I got a week.
Yeah,
you got a week.
I'm good.
You're a week.
But
so,
but Yeah. So what's our next question?
I think I got everything from the people that wanted
Good.
to ask questions here, and we're running short on time before we go down another rabbit hole.
Well,
I'll do that.
That's good. So, like I said, we're still accepting applications. We're in the process right now of getting our newest recruits that we just hired ready for the academy.
That's awesome.
We're getting things going. District court. Actually, all of the courts are getting ready to go back in on the 19th.
So you're going to be
full swing.
backstaffing those again, making sure there's coverage at all those.
Good. So it's going to be back to full swing. So we have been busy, but I will tell you this, and there's one thing that I want people to know is that I have a plan for this department or this office, and we just need a whole lot more time.
Yep.
So we're going to get it done, but every day I want the people of this county to know I am working to make this a better place every day. And I tell my deputies I am working hard to make their position a better thing as well.
Well, I know we appreciate that. We as a community, I hear nothing but the community talking about how great it is, our sheriff's department and their ability to access, talk to, and I mean, obviously you're not going to give everybody the answer they want to hear all the time, but they appreciate the attention to detail, the courtesy, professionalism of what's going on there, and that's a good thing.
We like to show people whenever if they have an issue, they can always come in and we set them down and they can watch the video, and a lot of people, one of the things that I am so happy about as well is that we do have a video system, a camera system that is on the deputy as well as in the car.
So it's multiple angles and things depending on where what's going on where.
Yes. And so when a person is dealing with the police or law enforcement in general, they only remember certain parts. Their brain fills in the other pieces, and it's not always good.
Sure.
So when we bring them in, they get to see it again in what's really going on.
And they're like, oh, that was a blue shirt, not a red shirt, or whatever the details are.
I didn't remember that.
Maybe I did say that.
Maybe
or you're right.
Oh my gosh, I did say that.
Especially in an emotionally elevated moment, whether you're scared, mad, whatever. You know, adrenaline's going. You know, things, memories and things change or differ. You know, it just happens.
We pay. It's almost like $60,000 a year for our camera system, but I will tell you, it is the best, one of the best investments that we've ever done.
I would say it's paid for itself tenfold. I'm sure.
I truly believe that by having that camera, it does two things. It keeps you honest, but it also lets the people
keeps
know.
Public honest.
Yeah, but it also lets the people know. You know, a jury. Whenever I first started, if a police officer went in and said he did that, you were convicted.
Sure.
Now, everybody, because of TV and because of all these other things, they want to see it.
Sure.
And they want to see it. So we have
it confirms the integrity of the officer.
It confirms. Right. And whenever I say I seen it, you're going to now see that that's what I saw. So
well, and it also makes, let's face it, if you're going and doing this every time and then people, you know, okay, he's right here. I mean, that increases the integrity of the department as a whole and everything else.
Yes.
And it not only keeps people honest.
It tells the truth either way.
And it's a learning tool. Like, okay, so say the deputy did something wrong. All right. Now we, now we see the impact that, and then for future,
we actually use
things,
it to critique
and improve on those future stops and things like that.
And so one of the things too about the video, and I'll just say this, it also shows the emotions of both the person who the officer is dealing with, but also of the officer. There's some things that you see that will rip your heart out, and that emotion is very clear on an officer's face. Or in there, and it's good for people to be able to see, you know what? These are human beings.
The human
These are
side
people who have the same feelings, but look how professional they were, even
when they were getting,
you could,
they were right here in their face and doing things that most people would punch them outright if they did. Yeah,
that's our goal. But I tell everybody, follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Also, just so you know, like I said, I am running for re-election.
Yes.
Go to the Chaves County, Mike Harrington for Chaves County Sheriff Facebook page as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to support, be a part of the team, helping plan events, fundraise.
Then give us a call.
Get your Mike Harrington swag when it comes out.
Yes. Also, real quickly, as the sheriff said, we do have positions available. If you're interested in applying, go to Travis County website. You can get the application on there. You can submit it online.
Yeah.
We want to thank the county commission for giving us another position.
That's awesome.
So we do have another position to fill as well.
Awesome.
And if you know of any crimes that have been committed or have any information, you want to remain anonymous, you can call Travis County Crime Stoppers, or you can contact the sheriff's office at 624-6500.
Absolutely. The information's the important thing. You don't have to out yourself or anything.
Tell you that's why
absolutely
community involvement is so important, because people will tell you things when they know you're not going to turn and throw them on the.
And I can tell you this, even though I've never been in law enforcement, been in the military, I know the lifestyle and know the mentality.
Absolutely.
Getting a position with the sheriff's department, you're going to have a hard job. You're going to have days you're going to be mad, sad, and all of the above. But you know what? When it comes to being a sense of belonging to something and having a family atmosphere and dealing with the hard things together and if you're missing that, wanting to be a part of something and wanting to, that's what the sheriff's department will give you.
Two things about this job. One, it's not a job if you love it.
Yeah.
And we absolutely love it. So we never go to work. We get paid to do something we love to do. No better position in the world, or job in the world, if you want to call it that. And number two, there is no day that's the same. You will You will not have a monotonous career. Every day is different.
But
we guarantee it.
It's structured but unique.
Very much
okay, you're going to be here from this time to this time, but what happens in that time
is we plan the day and we roll with the punches.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't know who's going to say what, do what, or how act a certain way.
And the satisfaction of knowing that you did the right thing and that you help people there's nothing better.
There's no better gratification than that.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you having us on here today, and
thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for holding out on my show to announce the thing. I do appreciate that.
And
that's a big compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, since we weren't on here last month, there was a lot of things that we had to get out there today, and we still got more. But one thing that I want to do is maybe sometime between now and the next one, get my new deputies to come in here.
Let's bring them on.
I'd like to bring them in.
Yeah, we'll get
see
that
what
set
they
up.
can do under Jeopardy conditions.
I'll be gentle. I won't show
We're working on their public speaking skills.
Oh, okay. So you want me to be a little ornery with them? I can do that. I can do that.
Put them through the test.
I can do that.
The on the spot.
We can do that.
That's
We can
going to be
make
good.
that happen.
So we appreciate you very much.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so
We
much for having
appreciate you all, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks, if not sooner. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. There as well. If you missed any of our interviews, we had the folks from Victory Outreach this morning. Pastor Pat and John and Anthony joined us, and we talked all about Victory Outreach, talked about their event Saturday night called Out of Darkness, a Story of Second Chances. That's going to be Saturday, July 17th, this Saturday, 6 p.m. at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th Street. And the event's happening there, and it's a great interview. I'd check it out if you get a chance. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Juanita Jennings join us, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, reminding us about tonight's public forum on public safety. That's on the City of Roswell's Facebook and Instagram and website. You can tune in at 5:30 for that and chime in with questions. Also, their safari event at the zoo tomorrow night, and all kinds of stuff happening there. So it's a good interview to check out. And then we replayed our interview this hour with Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastless, and we discussed what's going on around the county. He is officially announced his running for sheriff for the next campaign here and all that good stuff. So another great interview. That one is actually separated and available right now at ksvptv.com and at 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. The other two interviews will be separated here with the next hour, 45 minutes or so. So you'll see them pop up on the website or the Facebook there. All right, we got to go. That's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We really do appreciate that. Have a great day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEN.